What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is up? How are y'all doing today? Hey, it is Friday. Oh my gosh, y'all already know it is Friday, and that means we're about to come together and talk about all this news that happened this week. And it was quite a bit of stuff that happened. But I gotta kick it off with a couple housekeeping notes first and foremost. Let me go ahead and apologize right now. If my energy doesn't seem extremely high like normal, I apologize. The dog Kobe has kept me up all night because, and this was kind of our issue, it was kind of our fault. Unfortunately, the food delivery that he was getting, something happened. They didn't deliver on time, so I had to go get him some new food. And anybody that has a dog knows you can't always switch up food on dogs like that. It can mess them up. Oh my god, this dog had diarrhea all night long. I mean, he was whimpering, crying, like I had to take him out at least, I want to say every hour, every 2 hours. And it was just like, I mean, I took him out at 10, then at 12, then at 1, then at 3, then at 4. I've had probably 2 hours of sleep, and I tried to throw in like a nap somewhere. So I apologize now if I'm not like at the highest. If I mess up some stuff, I'm not drunk. Okay, I'm just a little sleep deprived. So please bear with me. But my goodness, that was nasty. I think we finally got him together though. I got him some fresh food. We never really started doing the dry kibble or whatever with him. So Mrs. E-Man likes to spoil him, so he gets only the freshest of the fresh food, So but we back on track. But oh my gosh, that was a lot. Actually, speaking of somebody was asking like what did he eat? So we got well, sorry, Target. Gave him some of that. We thought it was the canned food. We thought that was good stuff. We gave him the Target wet food in the can or whatever. Yeah, he threw all that up. And I should have known because when I opened up the can and that thing looked like some like spam, like it took the shape of the can, I was like, ugh. At least your other food was made from human food and like you could actually eat his food, from the other delivery place. But this stuff, I was like, oh. And I'm sitting there like while he's, in the house or whatever, and I'm just like, oh, Kobe just farting just everywhere, just hitting my nostril. Oh. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Stomach gurgling, gargling. I'm like, all right, bro, we got to go outside because ain't no way you about to let that stuff out here. Not on this floor. No. So anyway, sorry, Target. Your food sucks. We gave that a boot. I had to throw them cans out. It was trash. But on a positive note, guess who has finally finished obedience school? Yes, that is right. Y'all looking at the graduate. That's right. Look at that. He got a whole diploma and everything. Yes. They gave him a whole little ribbon and a whole little diploma. But that's right. You see that pose? You see how clean he is. You see how easy he's sitting down and everything. That's right. That's a graduate pose right there. I mean, it took a couple tries, but hey, it's all good. But man knows how to sit. He knows how to lay down. He knows how to stay. Okay. He knows how to come when I call his name. Like, listen, we on point, and I'm telling you right after this, he is going to move on to graduate school. We going for that master's degree. We going to hit them advanced classes, and we going to pass that too. You know what I'm saying? So, we going to sign up for that. But yeah, listen, I got to say, that's my dog right there. That's my dog. It was rough in the beginning. It was rough. But look, we made it. Okay? We made it. So I'm proud of the little man. I'm proud of him. That's my dog right there. Okay. What else do we have for updates? I do want to try to go through the topics today, hopefully as effectively as possible. I know I always say that, and then 5 hours later, it's a whole different story. But Mrs. E-Man is not feeling very well. So I don't want to hog up the office / bedroom. She needs to come up here and get her rest. So I'm gonna try and blow through those topics and everything. Even though we do have a lot of stuff to talk about. What else? Gosh, I got some I got some interviews coming up. So I told you I did not have a lot of sleep. Part of that reason was I had 2 interviews with the directors of Ms. Marvel. I one of them gave me some good stuff. I will say that. Like they gave me a nice little quotable that I can't wait for y'all to hear. And that's going to be very, very interesting. So I'll be posting that as soon as they send me the videos for that. But yeah, I think that's about it. Let me scroll up. I'm not gonna do the full roll call. I'm gonna try and go fast this time. Let me see if I can make it under a minute or so. But let's see who is in the building with us tonight. Oh, kicking it off, Ms. Harper. Yes, it is the one and only Ms. Harper. And by the way, I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, I heard today is your birthday. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Harper. Happy birthday to you. Yay! All right, everybody, give her a nice little round of applause and shout outs to Ms. Harper, veteran in the building with the and hopefully you're having a happy birthday. I hope that you are having a great celebration this weekend and hanging out and chilling and doing whatever you guys to do to have a great time. Thank you so much for of course all of your continued support, coming in, hanging out with us, and choosing to spend this special day with the rest of us. So appreciate you so much. All right, who else we got here? EB, hello, how are you? Thank you so much for making it out. Shauna, what's going on? How are you? Shaul, I see you. What's going on? Let's see, Vet Mod Squad in the building already. Rims, how you doing? Thank you so much for making it out. Appreciate you, ma'am, for all the work that you're doing, along with the rest of the Mod Squad. Cynthia Charles, hello, how are you? Let's see who else. I'm gonna try and go through. Joy, I see you, another vet in the building. What's going on? How are you? I washed my hands and butts, but still got COVID. What's going on, Big Bo? I'm so sorry if you did still get COVID. I'm definitely praying that you got a speedy recovery if that is the case. But thank you so much for making it out, bro. Appreciate you. My man Ernest is here. What is going on, sir? How are you? Let's see, my man Hughes, Mr. Hughes, how are you? Oh, by the way, it's your daughter's birthday today. Okay, happy birthday to the little Hughes as well. I like this. Okay, everybody got the birthdays and everything. Cool. Happy birthday to her. And thank you. I saw the nice video that you sent with the Albanese. You are very welcome. Very happy that you are enjoying the best gummies in the world, even though they don't want to support a brother, but that's okay. It's all right. It's all good. As long as y'all are having a good time with them Albanese gummies. Thank you so much. David, hello, how are you? Kyle, what's going on? Latrice, hello, how are you doing? There we go. Jeannie, thank you so much. Thanks for the Albanese tip. We're hooked. Good. Love to hear it. Thank you so much for that wonderful support. Let's see. Kimmy J, we got you. Hello. Joseph, how you doing? My man John, how you doing, sir? Let's see. Black Widow, Diane, how you feeling? Let's see. Aaron, what's going on? Thank you so much for making it out. Let's see. Donna, I see you as well. What's going on? Kano, what's up? Travis, how you doing? Thank you for making it out tonight. My man Joey is here. What's going on, vet? Let's see who else we got. No Limit Soldiers in here. What is up? How we doing on time? Okay, we moving. Let's see. I'm gonna try and go a little fast to see who else we can shout out. Talented one, I see you. Didier, my man, namesake, what's going on? Minister Crush is here. What's up? Good to see you, sir. Wait. Pamela, I see you. All right, good to see you as well. Let's see. Bucko, what's up? Who else? Who else? Who else? My man Kev is back. What's going on, sir? I haven't seen you in a minute. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Move, 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 move. My man D Steels. I see you, sir. All good, all good. Thank you so much for making it out. Let's see. My main man, Matthew Collins. What's going on? Thank you so much for making it out as well. Terrence, I see you. What's up? What's up? Kristen Pratt, come on now, veteran in the building, mod squad in here. What is going on? Let's see, got them. Oh, my man, come on, Derek Gaines, top supporter, top vet in the building. What's going on? Thank you so much for making it out. Bot Boy, I see you as well. Screaming Monkey, hello, and shout out to everybody that has made it out tonight. I appreciate y'all so much for making it out. Oh my gosh. Hey, Terrence, thank you so much for the $10 Cash App. Says for Kobe the Scholar. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you for the support. And yeah, that'll definitely go to him for a couple extra treats, you know. But thank you so much for that. Let's see. Let me hold on. Let me make sure I ain't skipping nobody because this thing's already jumping. Okay, good. All right, let me get to these comments and then we're gonna jump into the first topic of the night. And who is it? Who is it? I saw somebody. Boom. Kimmy J says, happy birthday. Shout out to the one and only Miss Harper. I love to see it. Thank you so much for that, Kimmy. And shout out once again to Miss Harper. Look, I love how we support one another. I love that. It is so beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Eric Iverson, what's going on? Sup, E-Man? So glad you didn't experience racism at the Star Wars event you went to like that actress did from those so-called fans. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's funny, and we'll talk about it. Trust me, we'll get to that topic later on. Yeah, I mean, I personally didn't experience that, and I have to say that I don't think that the majority of Star Wars fans are racist. I do think there's a bigger problem, and I'll talk about that bigger problem down the line later on. But yeah, I mean, going to Star Wars Celebration, like everybody was cool. Like people wanted to take pictures, people wanted to talk about Mace Windu, people were sympathetic when I talked about the lack of black storytelling and stuff in Star Wars. You know, so it was definitely nothing but love, you know, from people that were there. But we are talking about a bigger problem, and we'll get to that. But thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate you for the support. Let's see. Derek, what did he? Oh yeah, I already got. Okay, so yeah, I was talking about how Kobe ate the that Target brand dog food. It's crap. Like I can't give him that no more. Let's see. DJ Payne, Stranger Things. Fire. Listen, Stranger Things is out here doing the work. They are doing the work. I cannot wait for the second one. I just saw something from the official Stranger Things account where I think they said that the finale is going to be something like 2 hours and 16 minutes. I don't know if that means like the whole finale, like maybe it's one episode, or if they're going to drop some other episodes and the final episode will be 2 hours. I don't know, whatever. I trust the Duffy brothers or whatever. I trust them. They know how to tell a good story. I'm in it. Let's go. But oh, by the way, I should also mention, because as I mentioned earlier, I ain't getting no sleep. I've just been tired. I have not been able to watch The Boys yet. I am super pissed at myself because Amazon actually sent me the screeners a week ago and I never knew. It fell in like the junk mail or whatever, my email. So I had no idea that I had The Boys at my disposal all that time for screeners, and I missed it all. So I hear that they dropped the first 3 episodes. I am hopefully going to be able to watch those over the weekend. So please don't spoil nothing. Please don't ask me about it because I haven't seen it yet. But we will absolutely talk about it for sure. And when I do finish Stranger Things 4, we'll talk about that as well. But thank you, DJ Payne. I appreciate you. Let's see who else. I saw some other ones. Hold on. Let me not skip nobody. Let me go back up. Okay, got that. Yep, got that. Okay. Who else? There we go. Eric, back at it. Thank you so much. Did you see Vivica A. Fox saying she was disappointed in Jada on the Wendy Williams show, reacting to her Red Table Talk? Also, I met Becky G eating out West Hollywood. She's so sweet. Just had to put that, just to plug that. That's dope. That's dope. I did hear Vivica A. Fox's commentary. And I agree with all of it. I think that I mean I don't think she said anything new that hasn't been said already. But we will be talking about Jada Pinkett a little bit later. Obviously that's a topic that we'll be getting to. But I did hear what Vivica said, and I pretty much agree with it. She didn't go that deep though. Like I kind of wish she had went a little deeper. But it was good. I agreed with a lot of what she said. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you, Eric. Derek, what you got? E-Man, I'm not gonna spoil it, but the boys is hot. I was like, wow, no, they didn't. Mother's Milk t-shirt game is tight as yours. Happy birthday, Miss Harper. Oh, Stranger Things is fire. Yes, 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 yes. And yes, I've heard all of this. I cannot wait to watch it. I'm probably gonna crash hard tonight. My eyes are already burning. When you ain't sleep, your eyes be kind of burning because you just need to sleep. Like that's what I'm about to do right after this. So I cannot wait to wake up and watch the boys and go through all of it. Oh my god, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And I'll definitely keep an eye out for those t-shirts as well. But thank you, Derek. I appreciate you so much. Let's see who else. Rims, what you got? Thank you so much. Sending a birthday shout out from my boo and local E-fam celebrity, Ms. Harper. Wishing you joy, safety, and success for all your days. Turn up for us this weekend too, sis. Love you always on behalf of the E-Man Tech team. Oh my gosh. See, this is what I'm talking about. I love the love. I love the love. That is so sweet, so wonderful. Thank you, Rims, for giving Ms. Harper a special shout out on her birthday. I love how we take care of each other. I love that. I really do. And thank you, of course, Rims, for supporting the channel the way that you do. Y'all better get them likes up, by the way, because y'all don't want Rims coming after you now. I'm just saying, y'all don't want them problems, But thank you, Rims. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that support. Oh, come on now, celebrity. Ms. Harper herself, feeling the love. Thank you, E-Man and E-Fam. Great start to my birthday weekend. Love y'all. Chapter 54, Blurred Family. 54? 54 where? How? Ma'am, did you get the spelling, the 45, right? The four, I think you got the numbers in. Ma'am, I don't believe you. You need more people. I mean, I know they say black don't crack, but come on now. Don't be telling me that's, no. Don't come on here and lie now, okay? Sheesh. But if that is the case, looking good, ma'am. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. And I definitely hope that you have a wonderful birthday weekend as well. My man, Just My Opinion Reviews. Come on with it. Thank you, brother, so much. Y'all, by the way, make sure that you go subscribe to Brandon K. Avery's channel. You can find him on my favorite channel list on my homepage. Let's see. Can we get a quick reaction of your thoughts on the first 2 episodes of Ms. Marvel? Your cosplay was dope. Thank you, brother. Moses Ingram rules. Recast T'Challa, please. Recast Iron Fist. And recast Bob Chapek. Yes, actually, I don't mind giving you that quick reaction for the first 2 episodes of Ms. Marvel. So I had talked about it before, but I had a little more time to collect my thoughts. So the thing with Ms. Marvel is you are getting a unapologetic, authentic view of Pakistani, South Asian culture, but it's not like the main thing, which is great, right? Like you want it to just kind of be like, this just so happens to be how they live. So you get a taste of their religion, you get a taste of their culture, you get a taste of their family dynamics and stuff. And it's unapologetic. Like it is what it is, right? As some of the directors and the people on the cast and crew would even say, this show does not mean to be political. So if anybody goes in there feeling offended or whatever, like you're projecting a little bit too much. Iman, who plays Kamala, she's great in the role. She's perfect for the role. She captures the essence of that 16-year-old, high school teen that basically is all in her head all the time. I was definitely getting Scott Pilgrim vibes, because you see a lot of the animation and stuff that happens, and it's because she daydreams a lot, right? Some of that, according to one of the directors, she had admitted that it was loosely inspired by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So, you're gonna get those light-hearted vibes from this. Now, with that said, I do think that this only has 6 episodes. I only got the first 2 episodes, and I will say that right now, Ms. Marvel feels and looks like and acts like more like a Disney show than an MCU show. I am not about to sit here and pretend that it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. I will say that it is absolutely unique. It is definitely refreshing to see something Marvel to take something different. It definitely accomplishes that. It's very imaginative, but it's not something I would say everyone that is accustomed to what you've seen or what you might expect in the MCU might automatically gravitate to. I'm not saying no one is going to like it. What I'm saying is that I think it is going to appeal to a certain audience. Now, for me personally, because I watch Disney shows with my daughter and I've watched them for years, it doesn't bother me, right? Like, I've watched Casey Undercover and watched Zendaya grow up because my daughter loved, Zendaya and those shows. Like, we watched all those little, gosh, Jesse and, what was that? Lab Rats and all these little Nickelodeon Disney shows. We watched those things, right? So for me, this is like another Disney show, even though it doesn't feel like another Marvel show, another MCU show. So I would just say temper expectations. I would say that, don't go in there looking for no action. Don't go in there looking for, some don't go looking for mutants. Don't go looking for, like, Thanos to come walking through the door. That's not gonna happen. Okay. It is very grounded, kind of like Hawkeye. So if you like that approach, there you go. But yeah, dang, this feels more like a review than a reaction. But it is a reaction. Marvel, leave me alone. So no scores or anything given to it. But yeah, that's what it is. I think we will still cover it, depending on how y'all feeling about it. But this is a teen drama. I wouldn't say it's gonna exclude everybody, but it is very niche. It is very specific. I can't tell where it's gonna go afterwards, but starting from where it is right now, if the trailer doesn't get you, the show might not either. So hope that helps. But that is my reaction to the first 2 episodes of Ms. Marvel. It's I like the fact that it's going for the younger audience. It's getting that younger audience. That's a good business move for Marvel. But I don't really think it's really gonna grab the older audience. So anyway, thank you so much for that, Brandon. I appreciate you, sir. Dang, man, what happened? Hold on, let me go back. Hang on, thing refreshed on me. All right, DJ Payne, Recast T'Challa. I signed yesterday. I'm with you 100%. Let's go. But Stranger Things season 4, man, please do a review. I gotta watch it first. I gotta watch it. I will definitely finish watching it. But yes, I am on it. Trust me, I will definitely get on that because I've been watching Stranger Things since it came out, so I'm with you on that. I'm just behind. I got some other things I got to do, but I'm thank you so much for signing the petition and your support for Recast T'Challa. As y'all have seen, we will have an update about that later on in the show. Let's see, Stephanie, my goodness, what up, vet? What up? Long time no see, man. Happy birthday, Miss Harper. Just started watching Stranger Things, already caught up. My goodness, that fast? Okay. Hashtag good watching. Yes, Stranger Things is absolutely a great watch. If you have never watched Stranger Things and it was like your first time watching it, count yourself lucky that you get to binge through everything and go through it all. Man, I really do envy that because watching it season to season, it's a great show, great storytelling. But man, they be leaving you dangling. They be leaving you dangling for a minute. So I'm very, very jealous that you were able to just binge through it like that. Let's see what else we got. Hold on, let me try. My man Matthew Collins, what's going on? Hey, Miss Harper, in my smoky voice. Knock on wood, no more Fast X news. So about that, no, I'm just playing. I ain't got no news. Recast T'Challa, recast Iron Fist, bring back Jessica Jones. I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. No, I definitely do not have any more fast news. Listen, I tried. I didn't even bother looking. Did nothing pop up on my feed. I really hope I'm not jinxing myself right now by even saying that, but I think we're okay for now. I think Vin took a nap. I think. We'll see. Hopefully we're done. I don't know. But thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. All right. Who else? I saw a couple more. Eric, will you take the kids to see Buzz Lightyear movie? I need to watch it first. Because my kids are kind of like loosely okay with Toy Story. Like, it's not really, they have other things that they enjoy. So I actually am gonna go to the screening for Buzz Lightyear first. So I'm just gonna see, like, does it have jokes? Is it wild, kooky, or is it more serious action drama? Whatever it is. So I like to watch those things before I just take my kids to them first. Just to see if it's even worth their time. But if it's good, yeah, I'll take them to go see it. That I got no problem with that. But thank you so much for that, Eric. Appreciate you. Derek, did you say mutants? Where? Nowhere, no mutants, not yet. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate you. Let's see. That's funny. Okay, let me get this one here. My man Nelson V. Hey man, never watched Stranger Things. What? But I'll check it out. Watch first episode of Obi-Wan and it's fire. That's great. But I'm gonna need you to roll back and go watch Stranger Things, bro. Come on, man, dude. Come on. Go ahead and treat yourself. Upgrade your life and go watch you some Stranger Things. Please do that. Come on back. Let me know how you feel about it. Not even one season, bro. Not even one. I can see if you was behind, but not even at all. Ooh. Nelson, come on, bro. Come on. We got you in support. We gonna support you on this, but I need you to get on that. Get on that, please, along with anybody else that hasn't seen it. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's get to the first topic of the night. Let's see. Y'all remember that movie Arachnophobia? This was like an old movie from like back in the day. Golly, when was this? Was this like in the 90s? I want to say it was like early 90s. John Goodman, Roseanne was in there. And all of that. Y'all, did y'all know that they are actually considering? Well, it's not considering, they're doing it. There's actually going to be a remake done for Arachnophobia. Let me tell you something. Back in the day when Cujo was scaring the mess out of me and Chucky was running around being crazy and all that stuff, Arachnophobia, oh yeah, that was right up there. Because I grew up in the suburbs, and like when you in the city, yeah, you got to deal with maybe like, well, depending on where in the city you at, you might deal with like roaches, mice, but in the burbs, you dealing with spiders all around, all kind of spiders. The brown recluse, the black widows, the daddy long legs, all of that stuff, right? So when I saw this movie, when I was, I don't know, 7, 8 years old, this jacked me up. This movie jacked me up. Let me tell you something. It's bad enough when you be walking, minding your own business, and all of a sudden a spider web just hits you. Just it don't even have to hit you hard. It just graze up on your skin. It just hits you right here, and you just like this all night, all day, just because you just can't shake that feeling off. This movie had me screwed up for years as a kid. And my dumb self, I'm still going to go watch this movie. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm like this. But I'm still going to go watch this movie. because I want to know what the hell y'all gonna do to make this brand new. How are you gonna remake this? Because if I recall, and it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, so please don't, quote me on this. If I recall, I think was it John Goodman fighting the Queen Mama Spider, Madam Web, and she was like talking to him or something, or like they was fighting or something like that. Like she was raising her hands, like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, what you want to do? Like, I don't know. I had a wild imagination as a kid. I don't know if anybody remembers that, please. Did the spider fight back? I know they didn't talk, but I'm like, was it? Because I remember the spider was jumping on people and stuff. Ooh, if you want to give me a heart attack, don't have no spiders jumping on me. I will fight the air. I will body slam the mess out of whoever spider. This is already stressing me out. I don't want to talk about this no more. I don't want to do this. No. Yes, I'm good. Anyway, so this is also, by the way, under James Wan. He's his production company. James Wan, the guy from the director of Saw movies, Insidious, The Conjuring. He is going to produce this. And I didn't even know that the old one was a horror comedy. I wasn't laughing. I mean, I was a kid, so maybe all the jokes went over my head, but I definitely was not laughing at nothing. Nothing made me laugh in that movie. So I wonder if it's going to be different going back and rewatching it. I'll probably go rewatch it before this one comes out, but woo, I can't do it. Anywho, how are y'all feeling about an Arachnophobia remake? Let me know how you feel and what you think. And if you're going to check this out, because my dumb self, I will go check this out. I will. All right. Let me get this question here. Derek Gaines, why is Hollywood doing remakes? Next thing you know, it'll be a remake of Forrest Gump. Actually, they might do that too. So that's actually a good question. I was reading a book called The Big Picture, and the reason why Hollywood is making remakes and reboots and franchises is because of y'all. It's us. It's the people, because people pay for that. People go back to the theaters for what's familiar. This is why you don't get a lot of original movies. There was this time span, I want to say around 2016 or something like that, maybe 2012 to 2016, where like studios were trying to put out original movies that weren't connected to nothing. But the problem wasn't nobody buying them, wasn't nobody paying for the ticket. And because nobody was paying for the ticket, and guess what? During that time frame, people were paying for franchises, Marvel stuff, DC stuff, Star Wars, Harry Potter, because people were putting their dollars into that and not into new original concepts. Hollywood was like, we're not going to play with that then. Why would we invest our money in what y'all not paying for it? So when there are original movies out there, if we as a general public don't go put money into it and support it, there's no incentive for them to give us anything new, which is sad, because I want to say prior to 2000, I don't know, 2 or something like that, we was getting original movies all day. We was getting some good quality stuff in the theaters. But, the other thing that changed was TV changed. So the dynamic of like, listen, we were just talking about Stranger Things, The Boys, the way TV has changed our viewing habits. Now we would much rather stay at home, watch TV, and they're putting more effort in better TV shows than they would in creatively coming up with original movies. Why should we go make an original movie that you might not go pay for when we can make an original show and we'll, get you there? Think about it. Stranger Things could have been 4 movies. If this was the 90s, Stranger Things every season would have been a movie. But the industry has changed. We have changed. So that's essentially why. They are gonna go to whatever you put your money towards. So you put your money into franchises and familiar things and reboots, that's what they're gonna keep giving you. So I hope that answered your question. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. Speaking of franchises and stuff like that, HBO is on one right now. I felt kind of bad about this because I actually covered this show. And I was very, very iffy about covering the second season because when it came out, one, HBO didn't want to, well, I'll just say HBO didn't seem eager to give out screeners for it. Two, I did not hear a lot of positive stuff about it either, but it looks like that all meant that this was not going to happen. Raised by Wolves just got canceled by HBO Max after only 2 seasons. Oh, and like I said, I had covered the first season on my channel. I thought it had some interesting potential. I thought it was going in an interesting route. But the second season, like, I remember trying to watch the first episode and I fell asleep. Like, it just was not compelling. And I've heard some people say, like, oh, it's decent, but like, to be honest, this is like my worst fear. This is why I get hesitant on covering some shows, because one of the worst thing that can happen is you get really, really, really invested in the show. You doing theories, you trying to figure out what's going to happen next and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it gets canceled right in the middle of things. Like Lovecraft Country. Yes, I'm getting triggered again. Lovecraft Country. Look at how invested we got with that show of pure gold. I am not going to forgive HBO Max for canceling Lovecraft Country. Just at all. Because that was actually a good show. That was actually a good show. And it had promise. And it was like going to build on to something else. This show, I can see why you want to cancel it. It's very niche. It's not something that's getting a lot of attention. You don't see a lot of articles being written about it. A lot of people are not caring about Raised by Wolves on a mass level. We cared about Lovecraft Country, though. HBO. But yeah, so Raised by Wolves is canceled after only 2 seasons. Really, really sad to hear that. I am like on the fence of even thinking about going and watching season 2, because it's like, what's the point? Like, if it ends on a really good cliffhanger, we're never going to hear about it. We're never going to see where it goes. So what's the point? That's so discouraging. But anyway, y'all let me know. How are you feeling about HBO canceling Lovecraft Country? Not in love. Well, feel free to talk about that too. But how y'all feeling about the fact that Raised by Wolves is getting canceled? And if you wanted to come back, or if you cool that it's gone. All right, let me know in the comments. All right, speaking of comments, let me grab this one here. Leave. E-Man, I have not seen a single scene from Stranger Things. Why? Before you go judging, everyone's fear levels varies. Now these folks in the chat trying to get me to watch. What say you? Kill all spiders. So okay, you're right. I would say that it definitely depends on your fear level, and I respect that. Everybody ain't built for it. I think that, and it's hard because I'm a horror movie fan. For me, the horror is pretty mild. It is rated TV 14. So like, it's basically saying that 14-year-olds can watch this. I guess it depends also, because it's not like how did you feel about the Goonies? A lot of this stuff is based off of the Goonies level of horror back in the 80s. A lot of this stuff is based off of the 80s horror. So however scary things were back in the 80s, Jason, Freddy, Goonies, etc. That's kind of Carrie, Fright Night. I would say it's around that level. So that would be the level of scary I would put it at. Stranger Things ain't giving me no nightmares, but again, I'm a little bit more seasoned when it comes to scares like that. So I would say that you want to kind of approach it with caution. But I will say this: I think this is one good thing to look forward to. Stranger Things also has some comedy in it. So while there are some scary parts, there are some funny parts too. And a lot of times, and I've said this many times, comedy is usually the antithesis to horror. So if you sitting there, you real scared and whatever, well, when they drop a funny joke somewhere down the line or in the middle of it, it kind of puts you better at ease. So, you got to take that how you can. But I would just say, like, if you were okay with 80s level horror, then I think you should be okay with this. I think personally, the story writing is still it's still better. I think it trumps anything scary in this. I don't think Stranger Things is known for its horror. It has horror in it, but it doesn't come off as like, here's a show just to scare you. Like that's not the main thing. I guess the only other thing is kind of like it might be like aliens level horror in some moments, but that's about it. That's all I could really think of. But I personally would recommend it. Like I said, I think that having a little bit of comedy in there kind of makes it okay, and a little bit more digestible to watch if you are not really a horror fan. Um, I won't speak completely for her, but I will say that while Mrs. E-Man is not a horror movie fan at all, we watched it and she was cool. She watched it all the way up to the last season. So, I like to use her as my barometer of like if things are too scary, because she just don't mess with things that are like too scary. But she was cool with it. My 14-year-old daughter, I believe she's watching it as well. And she ain't like trying to sleep in the bed with us, being scared or whatever. So I think you'll be okay. I think. Hope that helps, Ali. Appreciate you as always. Derek Gaines, thank you so much. I already know what you're gonna say, E-Man, but here we go. Halo first season is over and Star Trek is going strong. Have you seen it? Man, if I ain't seen the boys, I ain't seen that stuff. boy, Derek. You know what, Derek? I promise you, I will watch Halo eventually. Star Trek, not so much, but I will get around to Halo eventually. But I feel like at this point, it's gonna be like my Netflix queue where I might not watch that sucker for a minute. So, but anyway, thank you, Derek. Appreciate you. As always. Howard, have fun going at these Recast T'Challa detractors on the planet. EJ. Oh, good. Okay. Paige with you this weekend. It's a tough job over there. Yeah. I know. I will say this though. The sentiment for Recast T'Challa has shifted. It was heavy lifting. I know a lot of us that have been in the trenches on Twitter talking about Recast T'Challa. If this was last year, or we was fighting everybody else just up and down, not fighting, because we kept it positive, but being bringing counterpoints. But I will say, listen, I love the support that we are getting now. The mood is shifting. People are starting to understand that this is bigger than just a little comic character. This is bigger than what people are trying to make it out to be. So but I love the fight. I love the tenacity. I love the passion. And I love the fact that we are keeping it positive as well. But thank you, Howard, so much. Definitely appreciate you getting in the trenches and doing the fight for Recast T'Challa. Thank you so much for that. Let's see, Pamela, what you got? Season 2 of Raised by Wolves did end on a cliffhanger. Dang, I still hope someone will pick up Lovecraft Country. I really hope someone does that. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like a cliffhanger for season 2. And what you gonna do with that? Like what? I don't like that. But now you're just gonna be sitting there waiting, trying to figure out what's gonna happen next, and who knows whatever happens. I don't know. Thank you so much for that, Ernest. I can't even watch Jaws without freaking out. I know I can't watch Stranger Things. Was Jaws scary? Jaws was scary. I never thought Jaws was scary. Now, again, I understand maybe it was a product of the times, but for me, I never thought Jaws was scary. I was just kind of like, first of all, y'all dumb as hell for being in the water in the first place. And I think that's why it never scared me, because I'm like, I wouldn't have been out there at all. Nope. Not happening. Just not. So anyway, it took me out. But to be fair, I haven't watched Jaws since the 90s. So maybe I need to go back with my new critic mind and go check it out. And maybe I could see what people were feeling back then. But when I first saw it, when I was younger, I was like, why are y'all even in the water? Like, didn't they tell you to get out the water and y'all still dumb selves with swimming and everything? Y'all deserve that. Chomp, chomp, but anyway. Yeah, so anyway, I feel you though. I feel you. I gotta go back and watch Jaws and see if I can understand that fear with a more adult mind. But thank you so much, Matthew. What you got? I can't spell it right, but that movie gave me a fear of spiders. Arachnophobia. Scene with the spiders and the popcorn. Oh, the queen did fight back. I knew it. I knew she did, because I remember seeing them hands. Just like, I was like, spiders can do that. Oh. And they did stupid close-ups of the spiders. I never knew when I was a kid that spiders had 8 eyeballs and they looking at all of you at the same time. I did not like that. I was like, y'all need to stop doing these close-ups. I don't like the close-ups of the spider faces. Don't like it. Oh, and the popcorn too. See, that's that Final Destination nonsense. You know what? You know what jacked me up? And I know Mrs. E-Man is not here right now. She's laying and resting, but she jacked me up. The way she jacked me up was when we first started dating. She told me that, because we were on a date, we was eating some food or whatever, and she had like a her cup, and she got her straw. She opened up the straw and she blows through it all the time. And I was like, why do you blow through the straw? Like, it's already wrapped up. What's the problem? What are you doing? And she was like, well, a while ago, like when I was younger, I opened up a straw in the packaging and there was a spider inside the straw. And if I had not blown in or looked into it, she would have swallowed the spider. And I'm like, ew. And ever since then, every time I open up a straw, I'd be like, and then I drink my drink every single time because she screwed me up. Man. So yeah, them little spider Final Destination things, they listen, I don't like them. I don't like them because they will stick with me and I will keep going with it. But yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's see. Baker, thank you so much. Lovecraft Country had more stories to tell. Such a disappointing loss. P.S. Your reviews are how I found this platform. Thank you so much. That is awesome. I'm so happy that you were able to find me that way. I wish we could have that show back so we can go back to, dissecting that show. That show was so fantastic. Oh, hurt my heart that was done. But yes, you are absolutely right. There are so many stories still to tell on there. Let's see. Someone asked, when does Nope come out? I want to say that's July, if I'm not mistaken. It's coming out soon. But yeah, I want to say it's July. It should be coming out during the later in the summer. But anyway, I hope that helps. Thank y'all so much for that. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Yes, okay, I did it right. Listen, we've been talking about this, not extensively, because like I said, I'm not trying to follow them. I'm not trying to get all that deep into it, mainly because I think both of them are toxic. I think both of them should never be in the same room together, between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I think she got some problems. I think he got some problems. I ain't really cheering for none of them. But I will say, there was definitely some jacked up stuff. You can't go leaving poop in people's beds. That's just nasty. So but what we are gonna do is just go over like the quick stuff here. And the quickest update we can really give is the fact that, hey, Johnny Depp won. He won his defamation case against Amber Heard. I believe it was something like 15 million, 13, 15 million that he won against her. However, she also won part of that defamation case as well. She won like 2 million or something like that. So it just kind of cancels out and he gets like 13 million. Here's the thing. He ain't finna see that money. And she ain't got that money. You know, it's just not gonna happen. So but I think a lot of this was like just for the principle. It was just to be like, hey, look, you made me, you know, you tarnished my name. I won in court. That's going to help my career in some way, shape, or form. All right, whatever. You know, yes, thank you so much, Eric. Rich people problems, right? Like, whatever. But speaking of his career, the of course, according to him, he was like, man, I wasn't able to get work. According to her, she was like, man, WB's about to cut me out my movie and stuff like that. And I will say that there was some news that dropped that Johnny Depp, a Pirates of the Caribbean return chances are now high. Now, keep in mind, before he was actually taken off. Now, he had said that he wasn't going to go back to Pirates of the Caribbean, but there was also the sentiment that this case was also ruining his name in Hollywood. So Disney was just going to kind of slide away from him just a little bit. However, you know, according to a former executive, they did say, let me get their quote here. So it's a former exec that said, I absolutely believe post verdict that Pirates is primed for rebooting with Johnny as Captain Jack back on board. There's just too much potential box office treasure for a beloved character deeply embedded in the Disney culture, with Jerry Bruckheimer riding high on the massive success of Tom Cruise and Top Gun Maverick. There is a huge appetite for bringing back bankable Hollywood stars and massively popular franchises. And they're right. Remember what I just got done talking about? I just said that Hollywood is shifting towards franchises, and this is why we get reboots, because Pirates of the Caribbean, the franchise, made a lot of money. It was $1 billion franchise. Every time they dropped one, they made money. They even made all these rides and stuff in Disney World, Disneyland about it and stuff like that. So you know, it totally would make sense if they brought back Jack Sparrow. There was talk before that they were going to bring back Margot Robbie, I want to say, or they were going to bring her in as like, you know, a rebooted version of the captain or whatever. But hey, if they're able to get Johnny Depp back, I will say that, you know, that would be a good money move because he's great in the role. He owns it. People like him and people give him money for it. Personally, I fell off of Pirates of the Caribbean. I want to say like after the third movie, because all of them started to run the same. All of them started. I couldn't tell you the difference between half of the movies. Jack always getting caught and captured and running and saying crazy things, and some weird sea creature, monster, ghost person coming after him. I don't know. I don't even get the premise no more. I left it alone. But you know, he's the face of the franchise. He's the face of the franchise. So it would be foolish if they were to get rid of that character. I mean, could you imagine Pirates of the Caribbean, a big blockbuster movie, being headlined by the supporting cast? Come on now. They would never do that. Nobody would ever do that, right? Right? All right, moving on. Let's see. So not only did he get a nice little boost, well, kind of sort of, you know, goes the other way because Amber Heard, according to a rumor, is no longer appearing in Aquaman 2, like at all. Now, at first, they were talking about how her concern was that they were reducing her screen time to like only 10 minutes. But now it sounds as though she gone, like she out of there. So let's see, what did the this actually came from a DC WB insider. Here go the quote right here. Let's see. They said there was a meeting There was a meeting, and all of Amber Heard's scenes will be deleted from Aquaman 2. Yikes. Yikes. All of them. All of them. Now, I will say, I did kind of look into this rumor, because y'all know I don't like to really report on things unless I can verify it to some degree. I will say this, it has legs. This has legs that they could legitimately get rid of her scenes. Now, here's the thing though. This would be an editing thing that would have to happen. There is, I believe, another test screening that's going to be happening sometime soon. So in that test screening, that's when other insiders are going to find out whether or not she's going to be in the movie. I would not be surprised if the next test screening for Aquaman 2 doesn't have her in it, and it polls the audience. How did you feel about the movie? Do you feel like she needed to be there? And if she didn't need to be there, WB might be like, all right, cool, roll it without her. If people say, nah, this felt kind of weird without her or whatever, then they might throw them little 10 minutes back in there. So I don't think we have anything official, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility that WB would seriously consider taking her role out and going ahead with the movie. Now, this is also, by the way, keep in mind, this happens. This does happen. There are people or actors who will be in a movie, be in a TV show, shoot their stuff, shoot their scenes or whatever, and then later on they cut it all out, and you still get paid. Terrence Howard famously was talking about how he had all these scenes in Iron Man, in the first Iron Man, because keep in mind, he was the highest bill paid. He was paid more than Robert Downey Jr. because he was a bigger name at the time. And he was like, yo, they cut a lot of my scenes out. They cut a lot of roadie scenes out, really to save on the budget and stuff like that. But it's not out the ordinary that they cut somebody completely out. Actor still gets their money, but at the same time, you just not in the final product. So we'll just have to wait and see what the verdict is with that. But let me know, how are you feeling about the whole Johnny Depp situation? Do you want to see another Pirates of the Caribbean? Do you want to see Amber Heard in Aquaman 2? Are you okay if they completely take her out? Let me know in the comments below. All right, let's get this comment here. Hey, E-Man, what about Centipedes? How about no? If you're talking about the movie Centipede, hell no. There was a good old time. I want to say, what was that? The early 2000s, maybe it was 2010s or something like that. When now I don't know if you're talking about Human Centipede or if there was a movie called Centipedes. I don't know. I'm thinking of Human Centipede, and I remember back in the 2000s or whatever, when like gory movies were like the thing. So Saw was a thing, Hostel was a thing, and then then they came out with Human Centipede, and all it was like all this body gore, violence, porn. Like it was just ridiculous stuff. I skipped all that because to me, that's not really horror. That's just trying to like disgust people. I mean, don't get me wrong, people can be afraid of that stuff, but I just think it's kind of cheap. I don't think it's not for me. I'll just say that it's not for me. So I skipped that. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that comment. That question. Buzz, my man, what's up, E-Man? As far as Depp and Amber go, you can't fix stupid. Are we done with them now? I hope so. I hope so. I mean, the trial was the thing that kept them in the news all the time. So hopefully this is done. Yeah, I don't know. I'm good if we don't talk about it no more. I'm good if they don't make the news no more. So I hope not. Well, I hope we are. So, but thank you for that, Buzz. Appreciate you. Derek, does she still get paid? Does she have a contract? Yeah. So she shot her scenes. Her stuff is already shot. She's definitely gonna get paid. Now I don't know if they have incentives or if there are other things attached to her contract. But more than likely she's already going to get paid. But thank you so much for that. Come on, Ty, always coming through with the super stickers. Thank you so much, Ty. Appreciate you, ma'am. All right. Oh yeah, I should also mention. Yes, Buck, thank you so much for that. She is appealing. I don't know why. Whatever. But she's gonna appeal the decision. She's gonna want to, I don't know, probably save her name. Whatever. I don't see that going nowhere. But it is what it is. But thank you so much for that. All right, let's see. Oh boy. Here we go. No, Ezra Miller did not get arrested again. At least not that I know of. I don't believe Ezra is terrorizing anybody at this point. However, so if you're new here, if you don't know what's going on with Ezra Miller or the Flash, I have plenty of videos that recap you on all of that. Outside of Ezra being a straight up terrorist to like everybody that I don't know blinks, um, you know, WB has been steadfast in not wanting to recast him. They have been steadfast in being silent on their situation. Um, and yeah, I don't know if that means they support them. I don't know if that means if they just don't want to deal with the pushback. I don't know. I'm still curious how the hell they gonna market this movie and somebody not bring up the fact that he been arrested 11 times. I don't know how they gonna do that. But with that said, this might be actually the reason why WB is cool and why they not gonna make a move right now. Apparently, the Flash movie had a test screening and the reactions were very positive. Wow. Very, very positive. Let's see what they have to say here. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, this was according to Variety. That was doing a test screening, and they said that it was extraordinary. It was extraordinarily well received. Wow. Okay, so that I didn't see that coming. Because to be honest with you, I thought that this Flash movie that's been in production hell since 3-4 years ago or whatever, I thought it was just gonna be mid and average as ever. Now, at the same time, these are early reactions. Early reactions are usually from fans. They're usually from people who, you know, take it with a grain of salt. So, excuse me, I'm getting a little congested now. I don't know how far to take this, but I do think that this is definitely going to make WB feel comfortable, and they're not going to recast because Ezra is the lead of the movie. If they tried to recast, they would literally have to reshoot the entire movie because Ezra already shot so many scenes, and it's dealing with the multiverse. So he's like different characters, of himself. So it's a lot going on. But for whatever reason, people are feeling it. And that listen, that's the only little confidence boost WB needs. Look, people like this. We actually gonna recoup our money. This ain't gonna be a total flop. Okay, roll it. Very interesting, though. I mean, we still bring up the issue of, and I mean, you can call out the difference if you like. That's fine. I'm not saying it's an apples to apples situation, but I just, I'm a little bit unsettled that Will Smith still can't get his movies, to move forward because the general audience is still more startled. They're still more turned off by Will Smith and what he did with the whole Oscar slap. And because of their general negative feeling towards him, his movies are not getting, pushed forward. A lot of studios are putting them on hold. But Ezra Miller can go out there, assault people, harass people, get restraining orders put on them, like berate people and all this stuff, and like to the general public, not to another public figure, to just random general public. And people are like, it's okay. Flash ran really fast. We love it. Yay. Okay. I guess. Whatever. Uh, People have spoken, I guess. So anyway, how do you feel about the Flash movie getting positive screening reactions? And WB continuing on. WB not recasting. WB is cool with it. WB ain't saying two words about Ezra's past or whatever nonsense they get caught up in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, let me scroll up. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss nobody. Okay, I am caught up. Kano, what you got? I saw this entire trial. Dang, all of it? Golly. And I must say, if Amber is out of Aquaman, she deserves everything that's coming to her. She's a liar. Wow. Okay. Man, that's that. Woo. Listen, I remember the closest thing I ever watched to a long trial was probably the OJ trial back in the day. I didn't know what was going on half of the time, but I just remember that trial was long. It was a long trial. But this trial felt like it was long too, and it just kept on going and going and going and going. I think they said it was like 13 weeks or something like that. I don't know. But I'm with you. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much, Kano. Rims. If you like the vibe, then subscribe. I like that. If you're feeling right, hit the likes. I like that too. P.S. Y'all got me begging for likes, but ain't no mountain high enough, fam. Yes, we can. Yep, I went there. Thank you so. I told y'all to get the likes. I told y'all. Y'all don't want Rims to come after you. I'm telling y'all. Thank you, Rims. Appreciate you so much for that. That was dope rhyme too. I like that. Appreciate you for the support, y'all. Please make sure y'all get them likes up if you like what you see, and by the way, if you're new here for whatever reason, please subscribe, because I know some people just be checking out the channel, liking the content, they don't subscribe. Help the numbers go up. Makes it look a little better. But thank you so much. Let's see, Buzz. The movie that scared the bejesus out of me was the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974. Okay. Now I remember that movie did, it was pushing some limits back then, so I'll give you that. I would be more afraid of that movie than I would of Jaws, personally, if I was watching it back then. But I'm with you on that. I got you. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Are we making good time? Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. We got Foggy and DC. Okay, so what do I want to share first? So first of all, this is just a little quick news, nothing too crazy. Now, in I don't know, mild spoiler for Ms. Marvel, it ain't that big of a deal, trust me. But in Ms. Marvel, y'all remember in Hawkeye how Hawkeye, actually this was probably in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler. Y'all remember in Hawkeye how they had the Avengers Broadway play and all that. The Broadway play was I can do this all day, all of that good stuff. So once that happened, people was like, yo, they need to make an Avengers Broadway special, which I'm actually very shocked that Marvel Disney did not double down and just like do that. Like, why didn't y'all just do that? But anyway, so in Ms. Marvel, Kamala actually goes on to Avengers Con, and it's a comic convention for Avengers, everything, like in the MCU. So it's actually really dope because people go dressed up as their favorite Avenger, and they're having a good time, etc. And during, so I had attended the virtual press conference for the Ms. Marvel series earlier today, and Kevin Feige was asked about this, and he was like, somebody asked him like, yo, like, would you actually make an Avengers convention? And here's what he had to say. Let's see. Let's go to a reliable source right here. Look at that reliable source right there. Kevin Feige said that the Avengers Con event, which would be similar to the Star Wars celebration, could be very possible in the future. So I think that that is actually kind of cool. I like that idea. I would go. If there was an Avengers con, I would go. And the reason why I would go is because if they do make it similar to Star Wars Celebration, oh my gosh, like that's gonna bring the house down because they're gonna announce all the big news for Marvel. That's where they would bring out all the stars. You would have people doing cosplay. You would have, autographs, pictures, merchandise left and right. You would have it would be a really dope time. I mean, I might have to, if Marvel does end up doing that one day, I would have to break out the pennies, and make the trip out there. But no, that is absolutely very nice to hear him say that he would be on board for it. And to be honest, like I saw what they were charging people for Star Wars Con. They was charging people almost like up to $1,000. $1,000 for VIP seats and stuff. Yeah, you can get a ticket for like a couple $100, but $1,000 just to sit front row. Yikes! Yikes! By the way, let me not get that. In case I forget, when we talk about Star Wars later, in case I forget, please help me not forget. Man, let me write a note because I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that. Hold on. High prices celebration. Okay, we gonna talk about that too. Just remind me if I miss it. But we gonna talk about them high prices at Star Wars. Anyway, so Kevin Feige just brought that, and I just thought that was kind of cool that was a possibility. But um, here's the crazy thing: this news item just dropped today, and apparently Kevin Feige considered jumping ship to DC before he got promoted. Yes, 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 yes. So basically, in a recent column, it was revealed that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige considered moving to DC several years amid frustrations with the Marvel management at the time. Among Feige's frustrations were the apparent opposition to diversity in the MCU from Marvel Entertainment former CEO and current chairman Ike Perlmutter. Listen, let me tell you something. So I told you that book I was reading, the big picture, they go over the history of all of this stuff. Let me tell you, I've told y'all this before. I give credit to Marvel where it's due. I give criticism to Marvel where it's due. I give credit to Kevin Feige and Nate Moore because they wanted to push Black Panther a lot earlier, and Captain Marvel and a Black Widow movie. They wanted to push the diversity stuff a lot earlier, but Ike Perlmutter wasn't going. And that was the CEO at the time. He was the boss. It wasn't until, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't until Disney bought out Marvel and everything, that Bob Iger came through and was like, let's roll with that. You want to do Black Panther? We'll roll with that. So I give them props in the fact that they did push and they continue to push for diversity and inclusion at Marvel. You get those props all day. We're going to talk about the other stuff later, but you get these props. But yes, Ike Perlmutter was a problem. Like Ike would not let Kevin Feige fly and shine the way that he is now. And part of the issue was like the way you saw James Gunn just go straight on over to DC and start flying and flourishing. That could have been Kevin Feige. Let me tell you something. During the time that he was considering to make that jump, this was in phase 2, which means we almost didn't get Black Panther. We almost didn't get Thor Ragnarok. We almost didn't get Captain Marvel. We almost didn't get Infinity War, and we almost didn't get Endgame. All of those things would have been gone. They would have been done for. Now, at the same time, DC probably would have been taking off. I mean, Justice League, all that Snyder Cut stuff would have been out of here. It would have been. I'm not trying to diss any of the Snyder folks. I'm just saying all that would have been out of there, and we would have probably had a DC universe that actually made sense. They probably would have been making billions of dollars, because I don't care how big of a fan of DC you are, and I am a DC fan, animation, but the live action has been lacking. Ain't no way you got the most popular characters in the world and you ain't hitting $1 billion every time. Your grandma know who Superman is. Why you not making $1 billion off a Superman movie? You got Batman still on little kids' underwear from 1960. Why is your Batman movies not making $1 billion every time? You got Batman and Superman in the same movie and you ain't working? Something's wrong. So anyway, I thought that was really interesting, that Kevin Feige at least really considered going over to WB. But not only that, we had talked about that Discovery. Once Discovery also bought out Warner Media, right? Or Warner Brothers or whatever, and became Warner Discovery, whatever they're called now. One thing that they started talking about was they wanted to find their own version of Kevin Feige, right? Because they don't have like solid direction right now. They thought it was Jeff Johns. They kind of sort of gave Snyder the keys to the kingdom. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. It was all over the place. There was too much interference from the studio, messing with the directors and stuff. It just did not work. But they looking over there at Marvel, who's making movies with their hand tied behind their back because they literally didn't have all their characters. And they successful, and they like, yo, we got all our players, and we can't win a game. What's going on? So they wanted to go out and find their own Feige. But let me tell you something, because this is just ridiculous. I told y'all before that finding another Kevin Feige is going to be difficult. And the reason why that's going to be difficult is because it's very difficult to find someone in the industry on a high production executive level that can do one of two things. One, someone that understands deeply the characters and the source material and the IPs. It's very hard to find someone that is very passionate and intricately knows all the characters like that. You might get someone like that, but then you have the other difficulty, which is you need someone that can make good movies. You need someone that knows how to make a good movie. And sometimes you can get someone that knows how to make a good movie, but they don't know the characters. Or you get someone that knows the characters, but they don't know how to tell a good movie, right? So that's kind of the problem that is the issue, because Kevin Feige, and I'm not saying he's perfect because he got some misses too, but like Kevin Feige has found a very good way to know the characters, make good movies, and tell bigger storytelling with this whole cinematic universe thing. However you feel about Marvel, we've never seen a cinematic universe to that degree. That is, we're literally living in history, and we don't even realize how dope that is, that it's never been done. It's never been to this level or scale before, and we're just used to it because we're in the midst of it. But seriously, this is unprecedented. Let's not forget, the most you might get is like Rocky 7. You might get multiple sequels. You ain't gonna get no connected universe like this. So, shout out to them. But, I totally understand why DC would want to find their own version of Kevin Feige. But apparently they said that they kind of sort of found one. And this don't make no sense. Look at this. DC wants the Joker director to be a Kevin Feige-like advisor. That's right. Todd Phillips, Warner Brothers Discovery, is looking at Joker director Todd Phillips to be their answer to Kevin Feige, as they want him to advise on future DC films.
Why? Why?
Seriously. Why? Here's the funny thing. I went and looked at the original article on Variety, and in that Variety article, they can I pull it up? I don't know if I have it. In that article, I'm sorry, it was on THR, Hollywood Reporter. Hold on. Actually, I want y'all to read this. This don't make a lick of sense. It don't make a lick of sense. Look at this. Look at this. A knowledgeable source says that Phillips and Zaslav have discovered a rapport, though Phillips is not an expert on the broader DC universe. Let me read that again. A knowledgeable source says Phillips and Zaslav have discovered a rapport, though Phillips is not an expert on the broader DC universe. What did I just say? Didn't I just say you're going to have people that know how to make movies, but they don't know the characters, or they know the characters, but they don't know how to make movies? What are y'all doing? My man made one movie. He made one movie. Yes, Joker made $1 billion. That was great. This ain't no DC. Like, I could have at least, I wouldn't have liked it. I would not really like it. I could at least see them go for maybe James Gunn. I could at least see that. That would make some sense. But what the hell? He don't know nothing about the DC universe. Why are you talking to him? The only thing DC should be talking to Todd Phillips about is what's up with that Joker 2 sequel, fam. That's it. That's all y'all need to talk to him about. Y'all need to talk to him about nothing else. If he come up to you and be like, hey, what y'all got going over there? Hey, sir, excuse me, sir. Go back to your corner. No, muffin right in the face. Sir, no. Go back and finish your Joker 2. And that's all we need from you. Thank you very much. Goodbye. That's all we need from Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips is the same dude that made The Hangover. And he came back and made Joker. I'm not trying to trash the man. The man made some good movies. He made some trashy ones too, actually. Why are you talking to him as if he's an expert in the DC universe and he's not an expert in the DC universe? I don't understand. Let me go talk to my neighbor that don't know nothing about cars, and I'm going to make them my mechanic. And I'm going to pay them. Meanwhile, y'all got Bruce Timm over there killing it on the animation side for y'all, and y'all don't want to hit the animation team in general to come and do y'all live movies. Y'all animation team killing it. They are literally doing what Marvel is doing on an animation level with the cinematic universe, but y'all don't want to bring them over to like do your live action, but you want to talk to the one dude that made a whole lot of money, but don't know nothing about the properties or the characters. I had hope. I had hope for DC after the Discovery acquisition. I was like, okay, cool. They got somebody in here with some sense. They about to make some power moves. I made a whole video about the uphaul and how they was looking for people, and they was making they was going to devote the. And then they go do this. And they go and do this. This DC, why? Why? I don't know what's I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway. How do y'all feel about all the Feige news? Would you go to Avengers Con if it came out? Would you how do you feel if like Kevin Feige would have gone to DC? Do you think he would have made DC better? Maybe not. What do you make of this going to Todd Phillips and trying to make him the new, an advisor? Let's just say that he's just an advisor. How do you feel about DC going to him for consultation as if he was like their Kevin Feige? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because wow. All right, speaking of comments, let's see. Let's go to some. Derek Gaines. Speaking of horror movies, the only one I will never watch again is The Exorcist. I'll never do that to myself again after all that. The others are gravy. You know, it's funny. I watched The Exorcist, and I can see why that was scary. I can totally see why at that time that was scary for people, for sure. So I'll give you that too. I'll give you that one. But yes. I get it. I get it. The Exorcist was legitimately scary. I mean, it really jacked people up back then. So I understand, bro. I got you. Let's see. Big Bo, what's up? Top Gun and 4DX is amazing. Morbius back in theater. Yeah, well, we'll talk about that. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Let's see. Kano. If they do Avengers Con, I need them to do an Avengers, the musical segment. I can do this all day. Yeah, I know, right? I would be all the way up for that for sure. But we'll have to see. I mean, like, if they want to make that money, I can't see nobody not wanting to go to Avengers Con. Like, it's the MCU. You're gonna get like exclusive footage, cameos, knowledge that other people not gonna get. Like, it would be, they would make a lot of money. I don't know what they're doing. They need to get on that. Let's see, Chris. So Ms. Marvel is like Avengers game on PS5. I don't know. I didn't play the Avengers game yet, so I couldn't tell you. I like I said, it's a teeny, it's a movie for, it's a show for teens, but you know, some people can still enjoy it, but you just have to kind of know that going in, you know. Let's see. Friga's Bell. Hello, E-Man. Ike Perlmutter almost fumbled the bag hard. Woo, you have no idea. No idea. You know, I mean, there's a reason why he's no longer there. I want to say Bob Iger talked about him also in his book. I need to read Iger's book too. But Perlmutter was a problem. Now, while Perlmutter was a problem, Perlmutter, if it was not for him, he's the reason why Iron Man is the way that it is. So, you know, he is the reason why the MCU kicked off and got its start and everything. So, I don't want to put him completely, you know, I don't want to throw him completely away, but he definitely, you know, he did his thing. He did his thing. He kicked off the MCU, but it was just, from anyway, from the reports I heard, he was always penny pinching. Like, he'd be that guy that, you know, imagine your boss coming to your desk and being like, why do you need two pencils when you can use one? Like, he was like that, you know. But anyway, yeah, you're right, Frigga. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Rims, thank you so much. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. I'm missing Mrs. E-Man heavy. Please tell her, please tell our sugar we miss her and appreciate her sacrifice. P.S. E-Fam, the like button is so lonely. Put your thumb on it. Put your thumb on it, fam. Okay, I go by now. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. I do. Thank you for reminding me too, Rims, because I gotta hurry up and finish these topics so we can get her to bed real quick and rest up. But thank you so much for that. I will extend those kind words to her. Friga's Belt back at it. Thank you so much. I think I would be a good executive, especially in knowing the characters. As for making movies, I'd have a thoughtful right hand man or woman. I would also let the artists do their art. I mean, that's, you would think that's common sense, but unfortunately, there are a lot of people that get into that industry and egos start taking over. And you know, when the egos take over, people just start, they mess things up. They let the business and the money get ahead of the artistic vision. And I mean, like what you just described is exactly what Bob Iger did. Bob Iger was kind of like, you know, the guy that was running Disney before Chapek. He eliminated all the middlemen and was just like, you know what, Foggy, just report to me. Just like all the creative Pixar people, just report to me. Like, let the creative people do what they do. Let them just go wild because it's their babies, it's their projects, it's their visions, rather than, you know, letting the corporate world try and, like, you know, police the artistic world. Like, it does not work. And unfortunately, Bob Chapek came through and undid all of that. Like, in my opinion, I don't have anything to back it up, but it seems as though once Chapek started putting middle management back in that position over Foggy, because, you know, he put his little distribution bros back up on top, you know, good old classic corporate move. That's one of the reasons why the left hand don't know what the right hand is doing. It's one of the reasons why Doctor Strange is out there you know, showing off too much in the trailers, whereas Marvel is like, y'all don't need to show all of that. Kevin Feige was pissed at a lot of the stuff that was shown, in the trailers. And Disney, because they're empowered through Chapek, it was like, whatever, we selling this movie. So yeah, anyway, everything you just said, Frigga, totally makes sense to me. But they need to they got to do better. Didier, what you got? Thank you so much. It's a shame Disney has Feige for Marvel and Filoni for Star Wars, but DC can't find nothing. Yeah. Yeah, and shout out to Jon Favreau too. Shout out to Favreau because listen, I told you that's the money team right there. That is the money team. But think about it like this though. Favreau came right around the time. I mean, Feige was already around too, but like he's incorporating a lot of the things that the MCU has been doing within Star Wars. He's taking some of that juice from the MCU and injecting it into Star Wars now. This is one of the reasons why the Disney Plus series are so dope right now. It's one of the reasons why we always talking about them every week. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, I bet you heard about Star Wars stuff just because of what they're doing. And Dave Filoni, I mean, my man went and sat down with the guru, George Lucas. And once he sat down with him, he came down from the mountaintop, was like, I understand Star Wars. And he is putting that all in there. So, yeah, you got to find people that understand the characters and the franchise and the IP and that know how to make good shows, good movies, etc. That's very rare. It's very, very rare, So it is what it is, though. But thank you, Didier. Appreciate you. It is pretty much a shame, though. You were right. You are right. It is a shame. Christopher, what you got? E-Man, the CEO over WB, has put the axe to all their shows, mainly the superhero shows. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, but then again, some of them were like struggling. I think outside of the lowest, the Superman one, that one's doing pretty good. But a lot of them DC shows they've been lacking for a long time. Flash been needed to be canceled. Like season 6, they should have been done. But it is what it is. Thank you so much for that, Christopher. Appreciate you. Puma Lee, what's going on? Freaky Fridays, what's up, E-Man and the family? Playing Mortal Kombat, listening, but couldn't text now. Love everything I've heard. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you, Puma Lee. Let's see, Matthew Collins, what you got? Clear throat. Talking to Todd Phillips is like talking to the Star Trek red shirt about being in a whole episode DC animations inspired. Yeah, I know, right? You don't talk to the red shirts like at all. For what? They're not gonna be there that long. Oh man, Matthew, thank you so much for that. Buzz, what you got? Did any of the guys in the chat ever watch the Dr. Phoebes British horror in 1971 starring Vincent Price? Y'all let me know. I never watched that, so y'all let me know. But thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. David, what you got? A Nightmare on Elm Street and Final Destination had me shook, awake, and asleep. Yeah, Final Destination is probably one of the most legendary horror movies and franchises, because to this day, I don't know not one horror movie that has got me scared of real life situations like to date. I still will never drive behind a big old truck carrying a bunch of stuff. I just won't. I refuse. I see a puddle, I walk away. Like no, I'm good. So yeah, I feel you on all of that. Totally right. Latrice, what you got? Do the Russo brothers know about DC stuff? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they can figure it out. I think if they got there, they probably do a good job. Let's see. Strange Marvel. People out are about to sabotage these big name franchises throughout the entertainment industry, is why all this negativity has sprung up as of late. Okay. All right. I didn't know it was a sabotage, but okay. All right. But thank you for that. Appreciate you. Let's see. Derek Gaines. The best werewolf movie was American Werewolf in London and The Howling. I'll give you that. That's fine. Then again, I don't really think we've really gotten great werewolf movies to date. So I don't know. All right, let's move on. We have, yes, that's right, The Slap. Back at it. I told y'all this was not gonna go away. Didn't I tell y'all? I told y'all this is not gonna go away. Not until Chris Rock and Will Smith get on that red table talk and they talk about it, they hash it out, and then they put it away. It's not gonna go away. So of course Jada decided to come on, and she had did I not upload it? Hold on, let me upload it too. She decided to have a couple words and address what happened This is like the first time, not the first time. She actually did a soft uh conversation in the beginning of Red Table Talk about it. But this time she was talking about her hair condition, her the health condition alopecia, which causes the hair loss. That was kind of like the root cause of the misunderstanding, I think, between Rock Smith and Jada, with his joke about her, the GI Jane joke or whatnot. Um, so she recently went on to Red Table Talk because she was talking about alopecia, and she brought up the slap. So here is what she had to say
about Oscar night. My deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both. And we all actually need one another more than ever. Until then, Will and I are continuing to do what we have done for the last 28 years. And that's keep figuring out this thing called life together. Thank you for listening.
All right. Okay, thank you. You know, I one thing I've said for a while is that they need to hurry up and just get this out of the way. They need to address it. They need to talk about it because the longer they drag it on, the less interesting it's going to be. And the problem with, like, make that money. I mean, listen. I don't have a problem with nobody cashing in on this moment. I want Chris Rock to make his money. Go ahead, Will Smith, make your money. Jada, get your money. Do whatever you got to do. But the fact that she's coming out here, trying to act as though I don't like it. I'll just say that. I don't really like because my personal opinion, and you don't have to agree. It's okay if you don't agree. My personal opinion is that similar to what Vivica Fox said about her as well, is like there should be accountability on all sides, including Jada. Will needs to be held accountable. I don't know if you want to hold Chris Rock accountable. I don't know if he even knew. I don't think he even knew about it. But whatever. You can have your criticisms for him there. Jada, I think, also should be held accountable. But because I don't feel as though, again, just me, I don't feel like she was really there to protect Will. I think she kind of left him out to hang and be like, well, you did something bogus, which he did. He did do that, but whatever. To me, I really wish they would just hash all this stuff out, talk about it behind scenes, deal with this stuff, or do one big old interview, get it over with so everybody can move on. All that healing, all that stuff you want to do, go do that behind closed doors. Don't keep talking about I'm gonna heal today. Oh, we're gonna keep healing. We're gonna keep working on it. Just do it. Just do it. Do it, get it done with, and move on. Because all this feels like you just teasing and tugging and pulling at it without addressing it. But anyway, how are y'all feeling about this situation? I'm pretty sure you guys want more of it, right? So let me know how much more of this you really, really want to hear about. And if you don't, that's fine too. But yeah, let me know how you feel. What are your thoughts on Jada's comments? How are you feeling about the slap in general? And yeah, I think that's all I'm going to talk about with it because it's getting tiring. All right, so let's move on. Frigga's belt. The slap. Let me get my drink. Yeah, that is back, but thankfully, listen, we ain't got to do that much with it. So I think we could definitely move on. All right, let's see. Why did y'all do this? Why? I so after Morbius came out, a lot of people were making memes about Morbius. It's Morbin time. And usually, when you're poking fun at a movie, it is meant to send a message to the studio that this was trash, this was bad, and we just gonna ride this moment. However, all of that just backfired. Morbius will be returning to theaters following the relentless internet campaign. This Friday, Morbius is going to be back in theaters. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know who's responsible for this. Y'all better not make fun of Fast X at all. We're not even going to talk. No. If that movie come out and it's trash, we're going to call it trash and move on. Because now studios, I don't know if they think this is a joke. I don't know what their rationale is for this. I don't know if they're like, Morbius is trending. You know what we should do? Release the movie. Y'all better be careful with what you play for. Stop playing with them. Like now we can't even joke no more. We can't have nice things. Back in the day, you could make fun of a movie and it stayed dead. Now they come back. I don't like it. No, sir. Don't like it at all. So, whichever one of y'all are responsible for this, please let me know why. Second, let me know how many of y'all are gonna go watch this movie in theaters. It's not even like an extended version. It ain't like a director's cut. It's just they're just gonna drop it back again. So yeah. Okay, that's it. Let me know how you feel about it. And if anybody feels like they about to go rewatch that. Anywho, let's move on. Okay. Well. So we talked about this last week. D.L. Hughley and Monique had their beef, and it looks like apparently I thought I was caught up, but apparently that the issue kept going even beyond that. So, I'm going to post my little video so you can kind of catch part 1 apparently of the Monique D.L. situation. But even more things got unraveled later on. And that was like right after my video and even throughout the week. So I was really thinking about playing the video because DL went on his radio program and he gave his side of the story. And then after that, Monique went out and did a 1-hour live video to rehash the story as well, like to respond. I was thinking so much about playing the video, but to be honest, it's probably easier to just sum it up, and y'all can go watch it for yourselves. You can go make up your own interpretation, but so I'm just gonna give you my take on it. I'm gonna give you my summation and my take on it, but it was all over the place. It was all over the place. I listened to the whole hour. It was all over the place. The conversations were like it was a lot. So according to DL, basically he was like, "Yo, Monique invited me over to a party. It was like a fight party, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, or whatever. And it was a gracious thing. It was cool, and it was good. That was the turning point for DL to consider. Hey, let me go ahead and just give Monique a chance. Let me work with her. Forget what everybody else is saying. She fed me. It was cool. Let's go. Then now of course, we flash forward to what recently happened. Again, I'm not going to play that video because it's really just Monique ranting and raving and cussing people out and stuff. So Monique goes on stage. She's calling DL out his name. She's saying that his wife is blanking a coward's blank. Like, first of all, I don't have a problem with you having a beef. with another person. Why are you bringing his family into it? It's unnecessary. His wife ain't say nothing to you. His kids ain't do nothing to, like, leave that out of there, you know? So anyway, she goes, calls him out his name and, you know, talks about his family and stuff like that. And, you know, he took exception to that. You know, he was just like, yo, like, first of all, if you got beef, talk to me. Second of all, you had a problem with your contract. Go talk to your lawyer or your manager, aka daddy, aka her husband, and work that out, you know. And according to him, she never came and talked to him backstage. Nothing, like, because the whole issue was about she wanted to be the headliner, she wanted to go last. She heard that DL was like, who does she think she is? So she heard these things from him. She didn't go talk to him. He, to be fair, he didn't go talk to her. So there was all this miscommunication, right? With this miscommunication, she goes out and goes on her rant and all like that. And DL is just like, yo, like, you know, you burn every bridge that you touch. I believe he said that, like, you keep trying to pull up the Queens of Comedy, but like, that's old. Why are you putting that on your resume? Like, why are you trying to use that as leverage? He was like, I was on Kings of Comedy. I don't use that. I don't go and try and say I was on Kings of Comedy, so let me get a job and I should be highest paid. He doesn't use that because, as he said, it's about what you do today, not what, you know, what you did in the past. And, you know, it's like all this bickering, all this back and forth. And to be honest with you, I'm sitting here like, why are y'all not talking to each other? Like, y'all need to, it's so freaking messy. Why are you putting all this stuff out? Don't get me wrong. I understand why you need to, because social media, you have to protect your image and all that. But my goodness, all of this could have been solved by a quick conversation. Now, the reason why I say that is because now I want to be fair and I listen to both sides. I go and listen to Monique's side. I listen to her 1 hour live with her husband or whatever. It was two main things that stood out to her commentary in this. And again, you can go listen to it if you want to. Good luck. But I'm just pointing out the two main issues that I found in her 1 hour commentary. First of all, she said that I was making a joke and you got tender. I want you to remember this, by the way. And this is while she was addressing the fallout, you know, with D.L. Hughley. She says that she was making a joke about DL being on the DL and, you know, having, you know, basically poking fun at his sexuality and stuff like that. All right. First of all, let me just say this. It's 2022. I think we are no longer in the 1980s or 90s where using someone's sexuality as an insult is cool. It's not funny. It's not cool anymore. So unnecessary. Second of all, she said that she was making a joke and she got and he got tender. Hold on to that. Put a feather in that, because I want to tell you about what she said. This is the second thing that she said in her live, and I want you to pay attention to it. So she's calling him out for not being able to take a joke, because I don't know, when you're watching her rant and rave and cuss him out, it didn't sound like a joke. It sounded like she was for real. I didn't see no funny haha kick, you know, right after that. But when she was talking, it was her and her husband, and they were talking about how after the fight party, they believed everything was cool with DL. So according to them, they Monique was like, you know what? DL's people on his show called her out, you know, to come and be on the show. Okay, cool. So she was like, yeah, okay, I ain't got no beef with DL. Like, I'm good. We had the fight party. I fed you. We good. She goes over to his show and he wasn't there. He was, according to her, he wasn't there. And I don't really listen to his show, so I'm just going to go with whatever she said. She was like, one of the people on the show was like, hey, Monique, do you want to play a game? She was like, sure. And they were like, the game is Would You Rather? Okay. And in the game, they asked her, and she was like, yeah, okay, I'll play. They asked her, would you rather have your husband, okay, your husband, have sex or sleep with Lee Daniels with a condom, or sleep with Karen Steffens, aka Superhead, for some of y'all that know, without a condom? That was the question. Okay. Now, Monique took offense to this because she was like, yo, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Which, by the way, is kind of the whole point of Would You Rather. That's kind of the point of the game. And I'm not condoning the question. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that's how it is played. Okay. So Monique took exception to that question. It was a bogus question. Like, why would you even answer that, right? I get that. Because she was upset about it, she called DL. She called DL and was like, yo, what is up? What's up with your people? Why are your people asking me this like out of the blue? What is up with this? And DL was like, yo, that's just how we get down. We play like that. Like, that's just what it is. Monique was like, hey, look, I don't like that. I'm not playing with that. Don't air it. They did not air it. Okay? Remember what I said earlier. She was getting on DL for being too sensitive about the joke of calling him out on sexuality and all that stuff. And she did not like the joke that they were trying to run on her on his show. Out of respect, I'm assuming they did not air it. She, according to her, went on to this Detroit comedy show, and she, again, according to her, she had all intention of going in on DL about that situation. She had it in her mind that whether she was closing or not, she was going to rip DL on stage in front of everybody because of that situation. How does this make sense? Somebody joked with you. You said you didn't like it. They didn't air it. You still are in your feelings about it. So you go on a public stage to blast him and his family unnecessarily. On top of that, if you were still in your feelings about something that, by the way, never aired, why didn't you just go to that man and talk about it? What is the problem? This is the definition of extra. And again, I'm literally listening to her and her husband because I'm like, yo, I want to be fair. I want to really make sure, because I'm not trying to defend DL. I know DL has his share of issues or whatever. I'm not trying to defend him. I don't know him personally or nothing like that. And people got legit issues with him. What I'm saying here, though, is Monique is doing the most by her own admission. I'm listening to this and I'm like, ma'am, this is not helping your case. This is not making people side with you. If people are really listening, you act like he dogged you out and did something so terrible to you and embarrassed you, but it never made the light of day. But yet you go out there and make a whole situation where, one, you really should have been talking to the promoter, because I know people are like, well, she showed a contract and he showed a deal memo. It doesn't matter. And the reason why it doesn't matter is because the contract was signed. I don't care who made the contract. Yes, Monique gave the contract. That's fine. That's not an issue. The issue is the fact that Monique signed the contract on like the 28th. He got the deal memo on the 29th. And the deal memo, by the way, all it is just a summation of what will be agreed upon. So rather than giving a comic or a talent like a full contract and read all the legal stuff, the lawyer basically is like, yo, or manager, here's the quick, information. This is what's going to happen. If you agree with this, then you're going to agree with that on the contract. That's it. That's all it is. So either way, that's on the promoter. The promoter sent her off, sent her people off, sent her lawyer off, sent her manager off, sent her off. You need to be talking about them. And if you do have a problem with DL, why don't you keep it on the low the way he kept it on the low by not putting your stuff out there in the first place? So, I don't want to make it seem as though I throw Monique under the bus, because I do believe that black women, especially in the industry, get the short end of the stick. I don't think she is effectively using the black femininity angle to her advantage. I think she's hiding it. She's hiding behind it and using it, but I don't think it's effective. Because when you talk about, like, I'm doing this for us, I'm doing this for black women, it's not making black women look that good when you contradict yourself or when your other actions are more problematic than the cause that you're fighting for. You're saying people are screwing you over, but then again, you screwing yourself over by doing stuff and making it extra. That's the issue here. You know, you can't be more problematic than the issue you fighting against. And honestly, sadly, I will say this. Sadly, it makes people believe less in the cause you're fighting for. I can tell you, I've read a lot of comments online and stuff like that. There are a lot of black brothers who you would want to side with black women more. A lot of them are kind of like, yo, Monique is nuts. I'm not listening to nothing that she got to say. Do you think the powers that be, the people that are in those positions of power, do you think those actions are now going to be communicated effectively? I mean, yo, 50 Cent gave her a chance, and I'm happy for her. She was on BMF, and that's great for her. But at this point, it seems like it's only a matter of time until she flip on 50. Now, I will say, she flip on 50, that's it. That's it. Because 50 ain't gonna play that. 50 will tear her up. 50 is the most relentless bully I've ever seen on social media. I don't wish that on Monique, because 50 will clown her and destroy her. And I don't want that. I don't want that black on black violence. I don't. I really don't. But I am all for him giving her an opportunity to go out there, show that she still got it. And, like I said this before and I'll say it again. I hate the fact that Monique is more well known for the beef and the controversy than her actual work. Can anybody in here tell me what joke she said that she's now known for? Because outside of the fat girls versus skinny girls from way back in the day, I couldn't tell you an iconic or legendary or relevant current joke that this comedian should be known for. Nobody's talking about her comedy. No one is like, busting over like, oh my gosh, I gotta hurry up and get that Monique ticket. Not from what I'm seeing online anyway. So, anywho, that's your whole update on all of this Monique stuff. It's really messed up. I'm not even gonna get into the whole daddy manager thing because I feel like he gasses her up just as much and it's equally as problematic. Trying to listen to how they try to tag and attach other social issues to their own personal issues without any accountability it's one of those things where it's like Steve Harvey just talked about this, where he was just like, have you ever met somebody who no matter what they do, they're never wrong? Like, they're never wrong. They never have an issue. And I would say that is textbook narcissism. And I know some narcissists personally. I know people who would never apologize no matter how wrong they are. They would always berate and belittle other people before they check themselves. I know people like that. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, my goodness, I have not seen that level of humility come from that other side, because I think that goes a long way. I think humility on whoever you're talking about always goes much further than the outrage and all that other stuff. But anyway, let me know how you feel about Monique and D.L. Whose side are you on? Are you even taking a side? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's go up. I know I got a whole lot. By the way, I'd like to hear from. I saw somebody say Team Monique. Why? Like, I'm just curious. I'm just curious as to why are you Team Monique? I'm not judging. I'm just legit curious because when I look and read at all these things, I'm not only listening to Monique. I'm not only listening to DL. I'm listening to every person that has a. I listen to Ricky Smiley. I listen to Corey Holcomb, which was nuts. I listen to Steve Harvey. I listen to DL. I listen to who else? Charlemagne. Like, I listen to all different sides because I want to be as fair as possible with this situation. But I'm very, very curious. Why are you Team Monique? Let me know if you are. Okay, let me see. I think I got to go all the way back. Did I miss? Okay, all right. Give me a sec. Let me catch up. David. They gonna F around and make Morbius a cult classic. E-Man, please make it stop. Listen, I hope not. I hope not. I don't want it. I hope not. I don't know what I can do. Like, it's the internet. I bet you there's gonna be people that's just gonna go watch it just to make the money go up. Just cause people are petty. I don't know. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. Latrice, YouTube lawyer said the issue was the promoter. Yeah, it is. It's clearly the promoter. Because they're the ones that make all the promises. They're the ones that are making the deals. DL didn't set up the show. DL talked to the promoter. Monique and her people talked to the promoter. The promoter agreed to 2 different deals. That's on them. Now, Ricky Smiley brought up a good point. Ricky Smiley had said, like, yo, when we do shows, like when it's him, Earthquake, and other people together, he's like, yo, we all headliners. All of us are headliners, but somebody still has to open. Someone has to open, someone has to host, someone has to close. Everybody. And he was like, again, according to him, he was like, when you're in the game, when you're in the comedy game for so long, and if you are as legendary as Monique says, it shouldn't matter. Because if you do go ahead of somebody else, you know what you do? You kill it. You kill it. You knock the crowd off their feet, and you make it 10 times harder for the person behind you to follow that up. That's how a legend really steps up and does it. Again, that's according to another legend. I think Ricky Smiley is a legend in the comedy game. To me, that makes more sense. Instead, you can still have your squabbles and your issues behind closed doors, but when it's time to perform, you don't go out there and air out your personal grief. For what? People ain't coming for that. People might be entertained because we're attracted to drama, but that's not what you paid for. Didn't nobody come to pay to hear Monique rant. They wanted to see, do you still got it? Are you still funny? Let's see what's left in the tank. If you were supposed to be the closer, show us why. But yeah, the promoter definitely should have been the number. I hate the fact that the promoter is not like the main person that's getting all this pushback, because they're the ones that screwed all this up. They're the main people. They're the main person that like screwed this up and caused all this division. Again, a lot of this could have been handled behind closed doors, but that's on the promoter. Derek, first I felt sorry for her, but now it seems like she's the problem. A tiger never can change its stripes. It just moves on to another. Unfortunately, it's bad. Yeah, it is absolutely bad for sure. Thank you so much for that, Derek. Appreciate you. David, thank you so much. Maybe Monique is bipolar. She has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder because sometimes she's chilled and sometimes she's not. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I didn't hear about any mental illness or whatever. I don't want to throw that on her if she's not. But if that is the case, hey, hopefully, she gets whatever help she needs. But thank you so much for that, David. Let's see. Frigg's Belt. Why do I feel like Monique and Amber Heard are going to end up in some low budget comedy? Oh, wow. Buddy comedy. Hey, I think people would actually want to go see that. I think some people would actually want to go see just to see how that turns out. But I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't. Thank you for that, Frigga. Nelson V, I'm on nobody's side. Both need to check their egos. Fair. That's fair. That's fair because to be honest, you know, DL could have gone and talked to her too. And this is why I say like I'm not trying to defend him because he could have went and talked to Monique. He could have said something in private. He could have, not continue the social media stuff. He could have, but here we are. Derek, E-Man, I want to hear. I want her to flip on 50 so he could put the whole disc record on it. Would be better than the first one, Beats by Dre. Hey, I wouldn't even wish that on her. I would. Y'all have to realize, in case for anybody young, 50 destroyed Ja Rule. I will never forget one of the most petty things 50 did to Ja Rule was Ja Rule was doing some sort of concert and 50 bought like the first couple of rows. He bought all the seats of the first couple of rows of the concert just to make the whole thing seem halfway empty to Ja Rule while he's performing. I've never seen a more uncanny level of pettiness than that. That was like one of the funniest things I had ever heard somebody do to something. I'm like, why do you hate him so much? And it's so like he put his pettiness, he put his money where his pettiness was. Like, I hope nobody does that. I hope nobody goes for them problems. If 50 ever poke fun at me, I'd be like, yes, sir. You right, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, sir. I don't want no smoke. None. Because he ain't gonna stop. He's still going after old girl. Was it Tia Maria, whatever the girl's name? He's still going after her for the money. Like, too much. Just my opinion reviews. Monique is super annoying. She can be. I really wish she would handle her stuff a little more, discreetly. Because I think she would get further along. When you keep on staying on the public stage with that presentation, people stop listening to what you're saying and just looking at what you're doing. They stop hearing the words. You had a whole 1 hour live. You think people's gonna stay tuned for all of that? Because you talking about black this, black that, people are gonna tune out. Because all they see is just you wilding out. And that's all the headlines are saying. So Nelson V, Monique knows better not to go get off 50's bad side. I know. I hope everybody does. But anyway, thank you so much. All right. Let's get to our last two topics of the night. In case you haven't heard, I'm pretty sure you have by now, because a lot of y'all have asked me to talk about this. And I was gonna talk about it on Tuesday, but I wanted to get my thoughts collected first, and I just kind of wanted to let the information marinate. I didn't want to just react because it's real easy to like just react off of like the emotional nonsense that happens when it comes to racism and stuff. But recently, Moses Ingram, aka Reva from the Star Wars Obi-Wan show, she has had to deal with racism. She's had to deal with people hitting her DMs, hitting her comments with racist stuff. And, Star Wars came out and said, don't choose to be racist. And, we resist and stuff like that. So, when I first heard about this story, the thing that kind of got to me was the fact that, and I found this very interesting, not surprising, but interesting. There was a huge collection of people from a certain demographic that were saying nobody's being racist to her. People are responding because they just don't like her character. They don't like the writing for her character. You can't. So if you're a white person and you don't like her character, are you racist? No. The answer to that is no. You can not like a person's character and or the writing or whatever, and that doesn't make you racist. Of course not. What makes you racist is when you include race in your criticism. Because if you just said, I don't like the dialogue and the writing, and that's it, okay, there's nothing racist there. But when you start talking about, I don't really like, you know, the fact that this black woman is on here, blah, 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 that gets racist. So let me also point this out, because I'm going to play the video of what she actually had to say. But what I wanted to kind of bring up was the fact that, and I want to talk to anybody who's watching this video right now. If you felt as though when this issue came up, that when Star Wars says don't choose to be racist, when everybody was calling out the racism, if you felt the need to respond to that by saying, well, we were talking about her acting or anything like that, why are you talking? Because the only thing that kind of comes to mind at that point is a hit dog will holler. Why are you triggered by Star Wars and everybody talking to racists and you decide to comment? You don't think that you almost telling on yourself. You're almost telling on yourself. If a woman is out there talking about the men that are terrible because they're rapists, I'm not finna be like, but all men are not bad. Excuse me, I'm a good guy. For what? I agree with you. Rapists are terrible people. You not talking to me? Because I'm not a rapist. What are you doing? Y'all out here telling on yourselves. So let's be very clear about this. We are not talking about the people that have issues with her character, the writing, or anything, or acting, or whatever. We're not talking to you. Maybe you need to confess something. Maybe you have some deep down discrimination that you just didn't know to peg. But we're not talking to you. We're talking to the actual people that are racist, the people that are triggered or bothered by the fact that there's a black woman that's on the screen and it goes against whatever imagination that they have for Star Wars. So let's play. Hold on. Let's get the, my bad. I didn't kick it out earlier. Let's get this going. All right. Let's get to her actual comments. And just for clarification, I'm going to play what type of comments she actually received. And I'm gonna tell you right now, they weren't about her acting. Let's check this out. My bad. Let me play that again. And by the way, I'm sorry. I apologize for there is coarse language here. So kids, y'all should have been in bed anyway. But here we go. I had to take that banner down. But let's play what she had to say.
Long story short, there are hundreds of those. Hundreds. And I also see those of you out there who put on a cape for me, and that really does mean the world to me because, there's nothing anybody can do about this. There's nothing anybody can do to stop this hate. And so I question what my purpose is, and even being here in front of you saying that this is happening, I don't really know. But I think the thing that bothers me is that, sort of this feeling that I've had inside of myself, which no one has told me, but this feeling of like, I just got to shut up and take it. You know, I just kind of got to grin and bear it. And I'm not built like that. So I really just wanted to come on, I think, and say thank you to the people who show up for me in the comments and the places that I'm not going to put myself. And to the rest of y'all weird.
They are weird. They are weird. And my heart goes out to that sister, because I think like what people are not catching is what she's not showing. She just said that there are hundreds of comments like that. Let me tell you something. I'm not popular, right? At least I don't view myself as popular. I get a whole bunch of DMs and messages every day. There's just no way for me to keep up with them. So, by the way, if you message me and I don't answer, it's not my fault. Like, I really get stuff gets buried. I get spam. I get real people. I be missing messages. It's a problem. I'm nowhere near as popular as she is. She's a TV actress on a very popular show. You don't think she's getting 15 times more mail than little old me? If I could get buried, I know she getting buried with nonsense. Nonsense. She said there are hundreds. Some of y'all ain't get 2 messages today. You know what I'm saying? Imagine getting hundreds of racist, haters, negativity, all up in your emails, all up in your DMs, all up in your messages, because of the way you look. People are not talking about what she's doing. They're talking about the fact that this lady just exists. That's how sick some people are. And my heart goes out to her, because when she said there's nothing no one can do, that hurt my heart. Because racism, especially in this country, is one of the most difficult things to get over. Because there's just a resistance to it. You say reparations, people get triggered. You talk about slavery, oh, that was so long ago, forget about it. Now, I'm going to talk about why there is something that can be done. I am going to talk about that. But just to kind of go back onto what she had said, she was talking about like how she felt as though, you know, there was like this uneasy feeling of she just had to shut up and take it. That's historical. Okay. I kind of want to, you know, put that on for a lot of, for my non-Black audiences out there. That's historical. That's generational right there. Do you think that's the first time a Black person had to like hold it in or be tempted to hold in the pain from whatever, you know, racist attacks that they received? We've been doing that since slavery. It happens on a macro level and micro level. Racism triggers Black people. It's generational trauma that's passed down because, well, this country don't want to get rid of it. Y'all barely want to talk about it. I was just listening to Jon Stewart on his thing, and he made a segment on his show, and it was called "The Trouble with White People and Racism." And you know, he was going back to the George Floyd situation, and he was talking about like, yeah, he played a whole montage of white people saying, "We're listening, Black people, we're listening, we're listening, we're listening." How did that go? As if racism was something new. We're listening as if Black folks ain't been telling y'all racism been a problem since 1619. We only been telling y'all it's been a problem for 400 years. And it ain't just an American problem, it's a global problem. You think Black people are just not liked only in America? It's global. White supremacy ideology, where white is right and black is a problem, that's global. That's why it's not only just white people logging these attacks at her. She's getting these attacks from all over the place, which is sad. I had somebody, and let me point this out too. I had somebody in my comments on Instagram say like, oh no, the problem is the fact that, you know, how you gonna have this black lady come on here and start talking Ebonics? Excuse me? So what if she's talking Ebonics? Did y'all have a problem when you saw all them white people in every single Star Wars movie having a European accent? Why are they all talking European and they supposed to be in a far galaxy far, far away? So European is right? It's okay then to have a European accent. But if you have an Ebonic, if you speak in Ebonics, then it's a problem. Sir, you're told on yourself. You're racist. Because you have an inherent discrimination against black people in our vernacular, but you ain't got no problem with a European white-based accent or vernacular. This is all the embedded racism that happens in the fan base. And it sucks. It sucks because it's not the vast majority. It's not the vast majority of Star Wars fans, but golly, that small minority is loud as hell. Because this ain't the first time we've dealt with this, is it? Kelly Marie Tran, she got tore apart online and straight up bullied. For what? John Boyega? Oh, we gonna talk about him too. John Boyega, Finn, they played my man to the straight left. Got straight up attacked online for being the black guy on there. And I heard, I haven't confirmed this, but I heard even, you know, this is before social media, even Billy D. Williams, Lando himself, has had issues. Jar Jar Binks, he was in a mask. He was in a whole costume. And they attacked that black man too. This is why I believe that the racism that Moses Ingram is facing and the racism that the next black person is going to face in Star Wars as well is bigger. It's a bigger problem. But I want to address one other thing first before we talk about the bigger problem here. Let me see. I want to play Ewan McGregor, aka Obi-Wan. He came out, and he posted a video and he made a response to everything that was happening. Let me go ahead and play that for y'all now.
This weekend, Star Wars fans made Obi-Wan Kenobi the most watched Disney Plus original series premiere of all time. And for that, I would say a big thank you. And it just goes to show what this family can do when we all pull together. However, it seems that some of the fan base, from this influential fan base, have decided to attack Moses Ingram online and send her the most horrendous racist DMs. And I heard some of them this morning and it just broke my heart. Moses is a brilliant actor. She's a brilliant woman. And she's absolutely amazing in this series. She brings so much to the series. She brings so much to the franchise. And it just sickened me to my stomach to hear that this had been happening. I just want to say, as the leading actor in the series, as the executive producer on the series, that we stand with Moses. We love Moses. And if you're sending her bullying messages, you're no Star Wars fan in my mind. There's no place for racism in this world. And I totally stand with Moses.
You know, I appreciate what Ewan McGregor just did. I appreciate what he said. What he just did was definitely commendable. And I would say that it is it's a good step. It's a good step. One of the things that you know, and I guess let me see. How can I put this in a certain way? I wanted to make the difference between thanking him versus making it seem like he was an ally. Because they're two different things. Like allies, you go above and beyond. Like you do the most. I'm thanking him because this was literally the least he could do. It's the least anybody in Star Wars can do. The least you could do is speak up. So thank you. I give you that. Thank you. And he's not alone. He was not alone with that. You also had other people coming forward. Hold on, I got other people. Like, yo, racism so thick, it got Trekkies and Star Wars coming together. Okay. You had Anson coming out, another captain right here from Star Trek. Says this is Moses Ingram. She is a singular talent and a recent addition to the Star Wars universe. She has also been targeted by racists pretending to be the fans because her mere existence threatened a skewed dystopian fantasy that selectively omits the likes of the real Billy D. Williams and others. We, the Trek family, have her back. Live long and prosper. I love it. I love it. And not only that, you even had the OG Cap. The OG Cap came through. William Shatner, toxicity in fandoms needs to go now. Yes, I agree. I agree. And before that, you also had the Star Wars official account. The official account, they came out and said, let me make that bigger for y'all. Hold on. We are proud to welcome Moses Ingram to the Star Wars family and excited for Reva's story to unfold. If anyone intends to make her feel in any way unwelcome, we have only one thing to say. We resist. What the hell was that? We resist? I mean, I guess that's something. It's something. We resist. Let me tell you something. When you're dealing with racism, when you're dealing with vile stuff like this ain't the time to stay on brand. It's not the time to be cute and be like, well, we're part of the rebellion and we're trying to fight against, the powers that be. No, call them out. Block them. Be straight up. Yo, get off script. You're racist. We don't mess with you like that. And I'm saying that the PG way. You're racist. Get out of here. Hit the road. Jump onto another spaceship or something. Because we don't get down like that. I'm going to need Star Wars to come a lot stronger than we resist. But all of this stems from a much bigger problem with Star Wars. Let's keep in mind, here's the craziest thing. The racism in Star Wars has not, this isn't new. I told y'all, this has happened before. But the problem is, before this, they were quiet. Everyone was quiet. Nobody was talking. John Boyega was getting dragged through the media, dragged through the commentary and all the social media. Didn't nobody say nothing. Kelly Marie Tran, poor self, she quit social media. And I feel worse for her because she's younger. When you talk about these younger people, like the 20s, younger and stuff like that, they grew up in social media. So for them, social media is a much bigger deal than for us that, millennials and Gen X and older, where we can shrug that off. Be like, man, whatever, I'll block them, I'll get offline or whatever. But for the younger folks, they grow up in this. This means more for them. This is their world. And none of this is natural. None of this is like something you could just shrug off, where you have hundreds of thousands of people attacking you because of how you look, because of who you are as a person. So, again, thanks, Star Wars, for resisting. Thank you, Obi-Wan, for speaking up. Thank you to everyone else who's come out and speak on that. But let me explain why this is a bigger problem. I want to pull something up here because I told y'all my situation last time when I went to the Star Wars celebration, and I told y'all my issue with Mace Windu, right? I've been wanting Mace Windu back. I've been wanting to get, I've been wanting him, get his story out there, do something with him, right? And I told y'all in my story how like it was really messed up, how I spent so much time on the convention floor just looking for black faces. That's all I was looking for. I just wanted black faces so that I could represent. I wanted merchandise of Billy D. Williams, Finn, Mace Windu, Donald Glover, somebody black that was not animated or hiding under makeup. I wanted a black face to find because guess what? Black people have contributed to Star Wars from the jump. Hey, racists, did y'all know James Earl Jones was the voice of Vader? Now, it is a little messed up that they didn't show him. They had to still get a white actor, but whatever, neither here nor there. Billy D. Williams was one of the hottest, actors at the time, and he lended his charisma, his style, his charm to the series, was a phenomenal, legendary character. Let me show y'all something real quick. Because a lot of this starts from the top. I know that you are never going to get rid of the stupid dark hole of racist trolls on the internet. They're always going to be there, right? But something has to be there something has to count for the fact that they feel comfortable enough to be emboldened. And I believe that part of that is because Star Wars has bred an environment where they don't have to feel uncomfortable. Star Wars has bred an environment where inclusion is an illusion. Yes, we have a sprinkle of people of color and other descents here and there, but they don't really matter. They don't really have value. And that's the problem with Star Wars. Let me go to the advertising. Let's look at this. Do y'all see what's different here? Take your time. Take your time. What is different here? Anybody? Let me help. You see Finn right here? Ain't no Finn right there. What does that tell you? That is a marketing situation, especially with China. And this isn't just Star Wars, by the way. It still goes up because, by the way, they did the same thing for Black Panther. Yep, that's right. Showed Chadwick's face on the American poster. Didn't want to show, a black man up there like that. So it's a bigger problem. And that's kind of the issue that I have, is the fact that Star Wars as a whole, Disney sometimes as a whole, is problematic. They hid a black man completely off the marketing. Completely off. And John Boyega had said, let me get his commentary here. One of the biggest things that he had talked about was when it came to Finn, he called them out for marketing a black character only to ultimately push them to the side. I want you to look at this again. What is John Boyega's character doing? He's holding a lightsaber. Do you see anybody else holding a lightsaber that isn't a Jedi? That isn't Force sensitive or whatever? I don't know about y'all, but when I saw Force Awakens and I saw John Boyega holding that lightsaber, I legit thought, hey now, here comes another black Jedi. Let's ride. Psych. That's not what happened. They sent us completely off. And this is where I started to realize, wait a minute, Star Wars doesn't care about black people like that. They just don't. I'm gonna give them some credit. Now, let me make this clear. I'm talking about where they are currently, right now, as of today. They don't care about black characters. And the reason why I'm emphasizing black characters is because when we talk about racism, it's usually on a spectrum. And I'm not trying to throw anybody else out of this because they do have a bigger problem. Have y'all ever seen a lead Asian character in Star Wars? I don't know if I've seen one. Like Donnie Yen, my man is dope. Chinese, star in China, and I ain't seen him even get like that much shine in Rogue One. And he was one of the best parts. When I went to go look for different, merchandise and everything, I also started to notice, like, wait, I don't see a lot of Asian people here. I don't see a lot of Asian people cosplaying. And when I did, they only dressed up as Kelly Marie Tran and Donnie Yen's character. That's it. That's all they dressed up as. Why do people dress up? People dress up as characters that they see themselves in or that they can relate and connect to. Star Wars does not give that to other minorities. I had somebody come up to me and say, yo, I can't tell you how awesome it is that a Mexican American or whoever it is. I'm sorry. He said he was a Mexican American and Diego Luna playing Andor was such a huge thing for him because he could see himself in that character. And I started thinking to myself, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. Like Hispanic, Latino, Latin, folks, y'all got Pedro Pascal. Y'all got Diego Luna. That's dope. But then I started to realize something else. I was like, wait a minute. I feel like y'all really have a colorism issue because people of Latin descent don't just come in one shade. You got Giancarlo, Moff Gideon, Afro-Latino. Great. You don't know nothing about him. He's not a lead. He's not. Oscar Isaac. He's not a lead. He gets a little bit more shine, a little more time, but that's it. When it comes to like the darker characters, the black characters especially, you don't know nothing about them. You don't know where Mace Windu came from. You don't know anything about his background. I'm not talking about y'all nerds that read the novels and stuff in comics. I'm talking about the people that watch what gets put out on TV. You don't know nothing about the black characters. And that's the biggest issue. Let's look at this again. A little more information. Do y'all see anything common here? Look at this. Star Wars has been around since 1977. 1977. What here is the same? White, 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 white. Why do you think that racist white supremacist people feel comfortable in Star Wars? I'm not saying it's intentional. I'm not saying, and I'm not commenting on Star Wars' motive. I'm not. What I'm saying is, y'all had over 4 decades to highlight someone that's not white, and y'all have not done that with your biggest platform, which was the movies. When you do get someone black and you give them a shot, hey, shout out Rosario Dawson. She's orange. She's in makeup. Y'all had Mace Windu in 3 of the prequels with Sam Jackson, quality actor, and y'all can't bring him back? Y'all done made Palpatine die and come back and explode, and for whatever reason, he just came back somehow. Darth Maul got sliced in half or whatever, but he come back somehow. But Mace Windu lost a hand, fell, and he can't come back? Bring back Mace Windu. So let me just say this one thing. Let me just give you basically what needs to happen, because, and let me give him credit, because I tell y'all I try to be fair. I'm not here to rant or whatever. I'm trying to be as fair as possible. In fairness to Star Wars, The Acolyte is a new season series that is coming out, and Amandla Sandberg is going to be playing in that role. She's supposed to be like the dark Sith or whatever. And that's dope. That you know, good for her. But this kind of goes back to what I was talking about, which is you know, and I hate to say it because I don't want to make this like a knock against her personally, but as great of an actor as she is, light. She's light. And that kind of goes towards the colorism issue. Y'all making her a lead, that's great. But she's also light. You know, and I'm not saying don't do it. Like, yo, do it. That's great. I'm fine. But when you talk about racism and how complex it is, colorism is a subset of that racism. Where you might be like, I don't want to be too racist, so let's get somebody that's a little fairer skinned. You know, it's one of those things where it's kind of like, come on now. So, okay, in fairness, again, to Star Wars, Donald Glover is supposed to be doing Lando series. Okay. When? I know we waiting on him, but all right, whenever. But either way, so thank you, I guess. But for the time being, Star Wars does not give anything meaningful to the black characters that are out there, nor does it do it for the Asian characters either. So when the sister is saying that like nothing can be done, I disagree. Something can be done. And this is what I hope is done. I hope Star Wars gives her character meaningful energy. Pump her up the way that y'all pump up all the other fan favorites. The way y'all gave Ahsoka energy, give her energy. Give her a meaningful story. Y'all better not kill her. Don't kill her all of a sudden. You better give that sister some love. And don't make it reactionary. Y'all better put some thought behind it. Because I don't want nobody sitting here talking about like, oh, they just stretched her character. No. Give her some energy that would lead to a potential series or hell, even a movie. Put a black face up there. I want to see more black faces that have meaningful stories. So that way, guess what? All those racist trolls that are out there, they have one less thing to complain about. Again, you're never going to get rid of like all the trolls forever. I know that. I'm not delusional. But what I'm saying is that when you cultivate a culture, a franchise that is white for 40 years, you can't help but to expect racist white supremacist ideology to feel comfortable there. You can't be surprised by that. Not to mention, you've been quiet for all them 40 years too, until recently. What did they say? Silence is complicity. So this is on Star Wars. Star Wars, do better. As a franchise. Bring back Mace Windu. Bring back new black characters. Like, don't just throw them in animation either and say, but we're doing that. I know that Mace Windu's going to get a little run in the Jedi Tales or Jedi whatever thing. That's animation. Do you know the bias with animation? When people see animation, they think it's not for me. When people see animation, they say that's for kids. That's not for me. I can't relate to that. But it's a whole different story when you put a black face and put your money behind that black face in a movie, or you put them at the beginning, you know, the head of a show. Put that energy in there. And I guarantee you'll eventually, it won't be overnight, but eventually you will start to see a lot of this dissipate. Look at what Marvel was doing. Marvel, you know, again, it's got its good and bad. Marvel has been out there putting out diversity for a minute now. They're not getting the same level of hatred and racism and stuff like that Star Wars is. Even Harry Potter, even them, they still got a little bit more. They still got some problems. Don't get me wrong. Harry Potter fans, y'all not off the hook either. Star Trek Star Trek gave us a black captain in what, 99 or something like that? And then after that, they gave us a black sister to also take control of a ship. And then they got a woman. They got women and stuff. Like Star Trek did it right. Is Star Trek having these problems? I don't watch Star Trek. Y'all do. Let me know. Is Star Trek having any of these problems with racism and stuff? I'm not saying that it will never happen, but is it at the same level? Star Trek needs to do better by its black characters, in my opinion. The moment you show that energy behind the characters, you give them meaningful stories, you stop making them supporting characters, you're going to deter a lot of the racism there, because it's going to be basically not comfortable for them. It's not going to be comfortable for them. But right now, Star Wars is a very comfortable place for white supremacy ideology. They're uplifted. That, like, European colonization and all of that is subtly still in there. There's no reason to think different. They might not realize it. It's all subtle and microaggressions, but it's there. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this whole Reva Moses Ingram situation. I think a lot of this starts from the top with Star Wars. They need to get their act together. They need to show these characters with a lot more. They got to do better by their characters, especially the black ones. And I think it's a trickle down effect. I think if you show black characters that respect, you're going to go show the Asian characters, and then the brown characters, and then the other characters. It'll trickle down. It'll trickle down. But right now, we resist. Okay, Star Wars. Thanks. Like, that'll scare them. Whew. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. That was a long time, and I am making this a long live. Let me hurry up. Let me get to these comments. I'm going to go through them quickly. So I apologize if I can't give y'all too much energy on the comments. I still got to go because the wife needs to go to sleep. But hold on. Let me get these. Hold on. I'm scrolling up. Y'all have a lot of comments. My bad for going on for so long. Okay, I'm caught up now. Okay. If it don't apply, let it fly. Racists are like roaches. They scatter when you turn on the lights. Save black arts. Recast T'Challa. Let love win and win. Yes, totally agree with all of that. Thank you so much for that, Puma. Appreciate you. Yeah, we do need to call them out and block them too. Call them out and block them. Like, I needed her to post them names so we could all go out there and like give them some of that same energy right back. G Studio, how is one a Star Wars fan yet cannot handle diversity when the world of that franchise is inherently diverse? It should be, but once again, Star Wars needs to show that with their writing. They have to show that with their commitment to the story and the characters. People will care if you actually mean to make the characters meaningful. You get over your racism real fast if you like, dang, I can't help but to like this black person on screen. I think I'm going to be just like them. And then they go in blackface, but that's another story. All right, but thank you so much for that. David, oh, poor baby. I feel all the hurt pouring out of that screen. But she's a bad A on the show. Love and more blessings to her. Yeah, I mean, I have no problems with her character right now. I know some people are like, oh, she's so one-dimensional. It's been 3 episodes. How much development do you want from a supporting character? Star Wars needs to give her a little bit more. That's the issue. But here's the thing. If you go watch, for my Clone Wars fans, Ventress reminds me of Reva's character, somebody who started on the dark side and, went on this whole journey. And then she, went on a different path. But that took many episodes. It took a while for her to get to that point. And I'm like, yo, at least give Reva that kind of energy. At least, develop her character so that way people aren't like, it's just one note. And then, when you don't give them more, what are they going to do? They're going to default on the fact that she's a woman and she's black. It's stupid. So give her more energy. Derek Gaines, I remember they had a problem with Jar Jar Binks. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And that was sad too, because like who knew he was black unless you saw him behind the scenes? Like that's ridiculous. Darius, thank you so much. Hey man, I actually like Reva a lot. Star Wars has been lacking in black female force users big time. Star Wars has some of the most toxic fans, I swear. I hope that rumor about the end of the season isn't true. I don't know what that rumor is, but I hope it is not true either because it sounds very bad. But like I said, you know, I don't think it's the majority of Star Wars fans. I mean, I've seen more people from Star Wars posts speak out against it, but at the same time, I've seen too many people either saying the racist comments or trying to deflect from the racist comments by saying we're not racist, we're just talking about the acting. Like, yo, shut up. Like you just you grouped yourself in with them. Shut up. I'm trying to help you. Shut up. Like, oh my gosh. Frigga's Belt, thank you so much. British accents are universal from the outer galaxies to biblical history to ancient China. It's like when they wanted to give Black Panther a British accent. Yes, that universalism of that's white supremacy ideology. It's basically making whiteness universal. It's making whiteness the default. It's making whiteness the norm where you never question it if it comes up. You know, oh, you're gonna have like Native Americans speaking with an English accent, that could be fine, right? No, it's not. You know, so it's kind of like that's you're totally right with all of that. Ain't no way Jesus walk around with an English accent. Ain't no way. I'm just saying. Thank you so much, Frigga. Puma, did you see the George Carlin documentary? He spoke a lot about a lot of these issues. The part about golf and racism was powerful. Moses, we got you, lady. No, I have not. I will have to go back and see if I can find that. But I will definitely have to look that up. Oh, now we got a celebrity in the house. Hey there, Mrs. E, man. I know she's tired. She's tired. My bad, baby. I'm coming. I got one topic left, and then the room is all yours. I am so sorry. Let's see. Boss, let's go. The saddest part of this is that her character's presence and richness is a direct result of John Boyega giving the Disney bosses a piece of his mind for their epic failure around Finn. This is true. This is true, but they have to be called out. They have to be called out like every single time. And I'm still going to call them out because it's ridiculous that in 40 years, y'all got all these movies and y'all can't. The one time y'all might have had at least a black co-star, y'all sidelined him. Do y'all realize if you took Finn out this movie, I don't think it would have mattered out the trilogy. I don't think it would have mattered. If Finn was not in that movie, I don't think it would have mattered. Now, if you had taken Poe out the movie, that would be a problem. But I don't think that would have mattered. But yeah, they did him bogus. But thank you so much for that. Boss, back at it. Disney is useless, and their statement such as it was already a little too late. Yeah, I mean, again, we're comparing it with saying nothing. They said nothing for years, and now they actually said something. I need them to be like, we're going to come a little harder. Yo, tap into the force or something. Yo, tap into the dark side and get at these mofos. Like, for real, for real. But anyway, thank you so much for that. You know, I'm not going to let them off the hook with that little weak response. We resist. Like, get out of here. Like, no, seriously. Could you imagine if we were talking about pedophiles? We resist. We're talking about rapists. We resist. Man, no. Mass murderers. We resist. KKK, Nazis. We resist. Get out of here with that. Weak stuff. What are you doing? Latrice, thank you so much. Finn wasn't a Jedi, and he was a janitor. That, and he was clearly Rey's cheerleader. Ray, what do you want? Nothing. Like, what? Throw that whole franchise away. Throw that whole sequel away. Ooh. Darius, thank you so much. The way they played Finn like he was going to be a Jedi in the marketing, then turned him into a joke chasing Rey, put a bad taste in my mouth. Very problematic. We never even knew his real name. They don't care. They don't care about Finn. And they could bring him back because supposedly, according to JJ Abrams, what he wanted to tell Ray, I'm sitting here thinking like, did you like her or something? You wanted to tell her feelings? No, he wanted to tell her that he was force sensitive. Y'all just need to use the force and time travel and reboot that whole sequel franchise. Throw it all away. Throw every bit of it away. I'm sorry. I hate the fact that we gonna miss out on using Carrie Fisher and all of that stuff. Throw that sequel away. It's trash. Kev, diversity in Disney means white women. Black women and black men have to compete with each other for the lead black person, i.e. Black Panther. You're not wrong. But hey, if they can check off a box, oh, you're black? Great. Oh, you're a woman? Great. Oh, you're of the other sexual orientation? Great. No need to cast anyone else. We met our quota. It's okay. We got it all in one person. That's it. Happy now? So tired of that. So tired of that. It's nonsense. Nelson V, thank you so much. Any connection between Reva and Mace Windu? It better not be. I'm going to need them to stop doing that nonsense. Black people don't need to know each other. All black people aren't related. Star Wars. Jeez Louise. Y'all got this big old universe, this big old galaxy, and all black people just have to be connected? Do they have just one planet of black people? I'll take that, though. I'll tell you, yo, if we had a planet of black folks that was force sensitive and they was resisting the Empire and they was resisting the Jedis and everything, and they was just on their own, doing their own thing, I'll take that. Give me a Wakanda in space. Okay. I mean, they actually do have a Wakanda in space, but anyway, yeah, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. All right, let me hurry up. I'm sorry. Here we go. All right, Derek, what you got? Told you, E-Man, how great Star Trek is. Must see. Yes. I got you. You get points for that. You do get points for that. Tati, thank you so much for that. I will never understand how a skin color defines person or someone. Black people, white people, brown people. Aren't we all people? Yes, we are. But unfortunately, some people are taught otherwise because racism is taught. It is learned. It is something that unfortunately we can't grow out of. A lot of people think that we just gonna grow out of it and let's just wait for the boomers to die out and then racism will go away. Yo, it was an 18-year-old that was shooting people up, on some racist stuff not too long ago in Buffalo or whatever. Like, racism ain't going away. We have to unlearn that. So all them people that are like triggered by CRT or any mention of, race relations or whatever, like, y'all are holding up the progress of getting over this. Banning books and all that stuff, it's a problem. If you don't face the problem, you can't get over the problem. America is built on cognitive dissonance and selective memory. Puma. That's why I take Trekkie right. It was right and diverse. Okay. Hey, listen, shout out to Star Trek. They was doing it right. I give them their props for that for sure. Eaton, brother, thank you so much, man. Oh man, that's so dope, bro. Appreciate that. E-Man for the culture, man. I try, man. Listen, I'm just one thing I always said, I was not gonna be, not gonna hold back when these things affect especially our movies, because a lot of this stuff, as you can see, the entertainment world bleeds into culture and culture bleeds into the entertainment world. And it's one of the main reasons I got into this was because some people just weren't talking about it. I looked at all these articles. I looked at all these commentators, talking heads and stuff. Ain't nobody talking about the racism in Star Wars that's embedded. I didn't see not one person really talking about it. I'm not saying no one did. I'm just saying I did not see that prevalently written about. Shoot, I still need to go see if Screen Rant will let me write about that. Because to me, that's the biggest problem here. Increase your energy for inclusion and quality lead black, dark-skinned characters from across the board. You'll see that racism dwindle away. Thank you so much, Eden. I appreciate that. That was super generous. Puma, the George Carlin doc is on HBO. Thank you for that. I'll have to check that out. Let's see. Okay. All right. I think I'm caught up. Okay. I think I'm caught up. Thank y'all so much for that. All right, let's get to the last topic because it's late and I'm already at the 3 hour mark. I did not want to go that long. I'm so sorry. Recast T'Challa update. Y'all, we had a fantastic week for Recast T'Challa. This was a great week indeed. So I'll just kind of give you guys a little timeline of it. In case you didn't know, Lovey Ajayi Jones. That's a homie, right? So like I went to college with her, U of I, shout out ILLINI. I'm not gonna pretend like we was best friends. Like we didn't hang it like that. It was just like there weren't a lot of black people, so people kind of sort of knew each other. But I will say that is definitely the homie, and I've loved her success and her growth. She is a 3-time New York best-selling author. Her latest book is Rising Troublemaker. And she has just been killing it in the social media influencer game. She had recently been watching What If on Disney Plus, and she had I commented on there, and I was like, yeah, great show, opens up all the possibilities. By the way, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Recast T'Challa, and she was like, yo, I'm on board with Recast T'Challa 100%, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And she was like, yo, I wrote a whole blog about this, but I ain't never published it. I was like, yo, you publish that sucker, you give me that link, I will share it everywhere. Let's ride. And she did that. And y'all, when I tell you, her blog is something that I remember Isaiah Thomas was talking about how he and his wife read her blog. Like influential people, a lot of blue checkmark people read her stuff. She is a big deal, right? So she wrote this piece, and y'all, when I tell you she put her foot in this, she said Marvel should recast T'Challa now. Y'all, I have to tell you, please go read this. Read every sentence on here. This is the business. She went in on this. You could just read from the headlines. T'Challa, not just Black Panther, it's too important to be erased from the universe. She talks about how his story still needs to be told, how she still wants to see Storm out there. She talked about how superheroes don't die. Y'all see the 50-11 Batmans and Jokers and Captain Americas and Supermans and all these other people. And yo, miss us with all the these were in different universes. And let me tell you something right now. The average person don't care about those technicalities like that. People don't go into a James Bond movie and be like, what universe is this? Is this the other universe? Oh, okay, yeah. So that's not that. They go in for James Bond. That's it. It doesn't matter. We nerds will trip out over the distinguishing factors of we're in this universe or this was rebooted, or the average person don't care about that. They don't care. They want to see Superman, whether it's Christopher Reeves or if it's Henry Cavill. They want to see James Bond, whether it's Sean Connery, rest in peace, or whoever. Like, it does not matter. Daniel Craig. Like, people go for the characters. They don't care about all this technicality stuff. Stop trying to impose that stuff on reality. They don't care about that. You think people really care who's Spider-Man? They just want Peter Parker Spider-Man. They don't care if it's Tom Holland or if it's Andrew Garfield or if it's Tobey Maguire, the GOAT. They don't care. They just want Spider-Man and Peter Parker. So anyway, she goes in. T'Challa is necessary representation for the culture. Come on. They get countless and we get one, and that one is gone. Let me go to my favorite line. What did she say? Let's see. This is one of them. T'Challa, even beyond his physical capabilities, when he dons the Black Panther suit, means so much to so many people. He means so much to Black people. That's not my favorite quote, though. She talks about the little kids and how it's painful. It's painful for them. This is my favorite one. This is my favorite quote on this whole thing. To let T'Challa die is to say, even in fantasy, we can't have fantasy. We can't have happily ever after, even in our own fairy tales. But everyone else can. I struggle with that. This is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying from the jump. This is why I've said having Chadwick pass in real life is enough. We don't need to double down on Black Death in the fictional storytelling. This should be an escape. Everybody knows what happened. It's going to be very rare. I think it'll be very rare for anyone going into Black Panther 2 not knowing Chadwick Boseman, the main actor, passed away. So whether they recast now, whether they recast later, come on now. I think we can be sophisticated enough to understand why, if we were to see someone else under that role of T'Challa, that we could put two and two together and be like, yeah, we understand. We get it. Y'all can sit here and believe in magic, time travel, and a talking raccoon, but you can't grasp, you can't wrestle with another actor trying to continue what this man started. Can we stop with that? I know we grieve differently. I know we do. But I'm going to need us to stop trying to underestimate how strong we really are. And I'm not trying to leverage this stuff. I'm not trying to use Chadwick's illness against it or whatever. But I do want us to just kind of keep things in perspective. This man was dedicating his life, his energy in the midst of his sickness and illness to give us that character. He wanted us to see the character and not him. You don't think you could be a little uncomfortable for a little while to see someone else pick up what he started? It's just a little uncomfort. We always get over these things. Most of us do. I'm not saying it wouldn't be jarring. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a little different, but different isn't bad. Another actor is not bad. No one is going to come in and be like, how can I act like Chadwick Boseman? No actor will do that. Did Don Cheadle do that? Is Don Cheadle going into to Iron Man talking about like, hey, man, can I be the next Iron Man? No, he's not trying to act like Terrence Howard. Don Cheadle's acting like Don Cheadle. He's still playing the same character. Is Mark Ruffalo trying to act like Ed Norton? No. He's playing Banner the way he wants to play him. So this idea that somebody's going to come in and try and play like Chadwick and it's going to be weird, that's not what's going to happen. It's not how any of that happens. They're going to play the role. They're going to bring their own flavor to the role. Just because you switch up the variety does not mean it's going to be bad. Anyway, one thing that I absolutely loved about this was that Lovey also shared her article. Of course, I shared it. I pushed it everywhere I could find. But it was very, very reassuring and really nice to see that in addition to all the comments, in addition to all the support that was coming up, y'all, we got probably a little bit more confirmation, which I absolutely love. And that was from the family. From listen, I told y'all we don't talk about, I'm not pressing the family unless they come out in public and talk. If you in public and you make a statement or something, now I'll talk about, I ain't talking about his wife. I ain't talking about his other brother. I ain't talking about nobody else. When I talk about his family, I talk about Derek Boseman specifically. And now we can also talk about Derek Boseman's daughter, who decided to chime in on that very blog post on Facebook. She says, my dad, his brother, Derek Boseman, has said the same thing in regards to recasting T'Challa. This is based off conversations they have had and statements Chad has made. I want you to think about that for a second, because I remember online when it was announced that Derek Bozeman made his statement where he was like, yo, I would like to see T'Challa recast, and I believe Chadwick would like T'Challa recast too. A lot of people were saying, how would he know? Did he ask Chadwick if he wanted to be recast? Did Chadwick specifically say he wanted to be recast? How would he know? Never mind the arrogance in such a question and the audacity and the gall. This is his older brother. Probably around changing this guy's diapers. Like, he knows them. He knows Chadwick way longer, way more than everybody else that works at Marvel. I could guarantee you that. Chadwick was a very private person, but he was all about family, according to them. He was all about family. So how dare you sit here and question what his own brother said? His own flesh and blood. Like, they lived together. They grew up together. I think he would have a little bit more insight on how Chadwick felt about certain things. I think. And the fact that the niece was able to confirm that this is based off of conversations that they've both had and statements that Chad has made. What more do you need? And the reason why I bring this up is because you can't sit here and tell me that this movie is dedication to Chadwick and potentially you kill off his character. That's where the conflict lies. Now, if you wanted to say, we just gonna do whatever we want to do with this movie, it's not in dedication to nobody. Okay. I might not like it, but at least you being clear about it. But if you're saying it's in dedication to this movie or to this person, it's to honor and celebrate this person, and you're doing something that potentially could contradict what that person actually wanted, this is where the problem lies. Now, again, some people will say, this is Marvel's IP. It's Marvel's character. Marvel can do whatever they want to do. You're right. You're right. Then don't dedicate it to Chadwick. Don't tribute to him if you're going to just kill off his character. If you're not going to recast ever. If you're going to do things that are contrary to what the man actually wanted, don't put his name in your mouth then. That's all. That's all I'm saying. But if you do say this is about Chadwick, guess what? I'm going to go to the primary sources. Is this what Chadwick would have wanted? Is this how Chadwick thought? That's the issue. I'm not trying to make Ryan Coogler a villain. I'm not trying to disparage the feelings of the cast and crew. I feel for all of them. They work with this man. They knew him way better, more than I did. I feel for them. I feel pain that they're still grieving for this man. But there's still a problem. When you are given so many different options to celebrate, honor, and tribute this man, if a third repetitive death, potentially, because I'm going to still give him some wiggle room, if a third death is in the cards, I need y'all to reevaluate some things. Because the man's own family said that ain't what he would have wanted. If I say, yo, bury me in white when I pass away, and y'all want to bury me in black, what are you doing at my funeral? Why are you there? I asked to be buried in white. Anywho, thanks to the outpour of support, we have officially crossed the line and gotten to 60,000 signatures for Recast T'Challa. I'm gonna actually have that goal adjusted. I think I'm gonna drop it down to like maybe 65 or 7,000, just to make it a little more attainable. But we have crossed that line, and I am so proud. I am so happy. I am so proud of everyone's continuous support, of sharing the article, sharing the petition. Y'all, it goes such a long way. And I can't tell, I still got some more stuff I need to share. I told y'all as well, this is a marathon. Like I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to get that boost. This is what I was telling y'all. It's gonna go quiet sometimes, and then it's gonna jump up sometimes. When the trailer comes out, you better believe this thing about to come back in the news. You better believe we finna make this trend again. Trust and believe that. So, either way, I'm glad we got here. So happy that we finally made it to the 60. But yeah, we are here. I am so glad that oh, by the way, so if anybody's looking for the link to the petition, all you have to really do is just go to change.org/recast T'Challa. Change.org/recast T'Challa. You put that in there, it'll take you right there. And that will get you to the petition. Let's see, Fresh, what'd you say? New interviews for it? Nah, nobody's talked about it yet. So I think the last one we talked about was Shuri, Letitia Wright. That was about it. But that's about it for that. But anywho, y'all let me know, how are you feeling about the Recast T'Challa movement? How are you feeling about Chadwick Boseman's niece, Derek Boseman's daughter, verifying, basically giving us a little bit more confirmation that Derek Boseman and Chadwick Boseman had conversations about the role of T'Challa, and that is what has backed his belief that the role should be recast, and that's what Chadwick would want too. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right, let me go up because I know I missed a whole lot. Let me go up. I'm gonna grab these comments, and then we gonna go because the wife definitely needs to go. I have overstayed my time here, but I am going to give her the room because she deserves that. Strange Marvels out of here. Peace, love, and blessings, y'all. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate you for hanging out. Let's see. I thought I saw one more. Sheldon, what's going on? Love that quote by her. I'm all over this blog. Recast T'Challa. Bring back Mace Windu, please. I'll take Jules Windu. Jules Windu would be fantastic if they did that. Yes, I would totally take that as well. But thank you so much, Sheldon. We on the same page. Wilshire, where's your comment? Let me see if you reposted it. Try and repost it if you can. I'm gonna see if I can find it. But thank you so much for this very, very generous contribution. I don't see your comment. So if you can, try and just drop a comment real quick. I'll try and get it before we head out. Let's see. ICP, what's going on? Let's see. If Marvel had recast T'Challa, when do you think they should have announced it? December 2020 or summer 2021 when production started? It definitely shouldn't have been December 2020. To be honest, they never needed to talk about it. Like, they could have just straight up said, yo, we miss Chadwick. We are working on Black Panther 2, and we're going to dedicate it to him. I guarantee you, if they had only said that, we wouldn't have known. We would have asked about a recast for sure, but I think people would have been like at least safer in assuming they will recast later. They'll address it later. I told y'all, if Marvel had never said we will not recast the role, there would not be a Recast T'Challa petition, because they've painted themselves in a corner that you either gonna put this character in the background or you're gonna kill him off. And that's problematic. So the whole Recast T'Challa, that's why I say potentially kill him off, because they still got time not to do certain things or to soften the blow. They still got time. Keep in mind, and I've proven this many times already with receipts, Marvel can do whatever they want. Marvel continues changing the story even in post-production. That's not oh my gosh, they're in post-production, there's nothing they can do. That's a lie. So there are plenty of options at Marvel's disposal. But you know, I think it wouldn't be the timing of the decision, but just like what is said. I think that's what matters. I think coming out the gun and just saying we're not going to recast, that was too soon. Y'all still grieving. Why are you even talking about it if you're still grieving? If you're still grieving, uplift Chadwick, uplift the role, uplift his work. Drop that video of the tribute for him. Leave it at that. Leave the business out of it because y'all are still emotional. And when you're emotional, that is not the point where you need to be making business decisions for the long term. It just isn't. So I just think that it was more of how they should have said it rather than when they should have said it as my issue. But thank you so much for that. Last one here. G Studio, proof is in the pudding. The Bozeman family has spoken. Night E and E fam. Hashtag Recast T'Challa. Thank you so much. And yes, that is what it is. Well, guys, that is all I got for today. I want to thank y'all so much. I am exhausted. I appreciate y'all being here, hanging out late night with me like this. Please feel free to leave all your comments, thoughts, all of that good stuff. I think we're gonna meet up again on Wednesday. I think we're gonna be talking about we'll be talking about Obi-Wan. I can't even think right now. I'm so sleepy. We'll meet again on Wednesday. We'll talk. But anyway, y'all have a good night. You already know what to do. It's never too late, by the way. Wash your hands, wash your butts. Until next time, y'all have a fantastic weekend, and I will see y'all later. Peace.